Hello, everybody. Uh, you can probably tell by the name of the stream what this is, what day it is today for me. We're just going to be talking about whatever we fancy, to be honest, for the next hour. I have got one person who's here, obviously now, and if anybody else wants to join in, I'll send you the link. Obviously, you've got to have your camera on in the background before I even get you on. Obviously, unless I know that it's definitely some people that I know, you've got to have your camera on so I can see. You don't have to have your camera on when you get in to the thing. You can turn your camera off, but as long as I can see your face, I will let you on. Otherwise, where I won't be having you on. It's simple as. Anyway, with that being said, I'm 35. I'm feeling really old. Oh, God. How are you, Cool?
35 and feeling old, apart from being in hospital. Yeah, great. You're 35, I'm 40, and I feel like death.
Well, it is what it is, isn't it, really, I suppose? But, yeah, it's crazy. So,
I would lead the happy birthday singing, but, you know, way my head is, my singing voice.
Yeah. Sod that, mate. Sod that for a laugh. You probably sound like a
Go out and have a few drinks, mate. Go have a few drinks. Why not? That's what you're supposed to do on your birthday, innit? Go out for a meal, have drinks.
Oh, sod that for a laugh, mate. I'm way too old for all that stuff nowadays, mate.
I have to think. Next year I turn 41. My mum turns 60. On the same day, must I add.
Wow. Do you know what? It's funny because literally, what? What's happened?
Oh, my really doesn't like playing Football Manager at the same time as being on the stream, does it? I'm back in the room.
Hey, and he's back in the room magically. But yeah, so what you been up to anyway, mate? I know we haven't really spoken too much because of things going here and there, but how are you though? You good?
You mean we talk every day? Yeah, I mean, things for streaming for YouTube. Yeah, a lot of things. I mean, a lot of things have been coming and going. I mean, my health is a bit meh at the moment, so keeping on top of that for little man. Been with little man quite a lot as well. So yeah, I mean, I can't complain. It's life. Get on with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy though because when you think about it, right? Being 35 now, it's like it's a bit. I don't know. It's really crazy. Do you know what I mean? Being 35.
Yeah, I remember that 5 years ago. It's when you get in your 40s, mate, and you wake up for three times a night for having a piss. Slowly catching up to my dad, who has like 8 pisses a night, but you know, one of those things. I'm slowly catching him up.
Yeah, well, mate, when I get to yours, I'm only a few years away myself from catching up with you.
Tottenham v Bournemouth in the Carabao Cup. I'm playing Football Manager as I speak to you, mate. What's the score going to be? As a heavily rotated team, I've literally everybody's been rotated for this one.
You probably win still, knowing you.
I'm doing the Ange. I'm changing 9 guys around to go and lose. You watch.
Oh, do you know what? Do we have to keep talking about that fraud of a manager?
Don't. No, but you'll upset some of the fan base. They'll come out of pitchfork saying he won us a trophy. Wow, great! You won us a trophy, mate. At what cost? You utter fraud. I was right about him nearly 2.5 years ago when he was first linked to the job. It's a shame about the fact that I was right.
Hello, Wayne, my friend. How are you, mate? I hope you're well, mate.
Wayne. It's the
Hey,
birthday stream for Ryan.
he goes, good afternoon, folks. Hope you're all well.
Oh, this pressure on my head, this migraine. Can't believe I was in hospital for a severe migraine. Oh.
Do you know what? I don't even think I don't. I'm like Dermo. I don't think I could do that properly. That good afternoon. I feel like I've not done him justice.
It's good morning, Vietnam. Oh, my head. Nothing like playing a game of football on Sunday, collapsing on the pitch, having your teammates having to get you back around because I actually passed out.
Oh God! Before we continue with that,
how are you? Severe migraine.
How are you today, my man? You're probably still 21 years young, aren't you, mate? You're slowly catching up to me being 35 today.
You young whippersnappers, sharp.
I mean, Wayne, did you want to come on, mate? I mean, I can send you the link. You don't have to have your camera on, mate. I know you better. I know you that Dermo trusts you and everything. So if you wanted to come on, mate, without your camera on, I can
we're 1-0
up. Put the link in the post if you want to, mate. But yeah. So you were saying about your football, where everyone had to come in and
yeah,
bring you back round.
I started coming around to my teammates elevating my legs.
He's a glorious Wayne. Age of 51. No, you're not. Wayne, no, you're not, Wayne. Stop. Wayne, you're not 51, mate.
Wayne, being past 40, do you get up 3 times a night for a piss?
Trust me, mate. You're 21. I can tell you are, mate. Just the way that you that how you are in chats. I know that you're only about 21, aren't you? Waiting for the council to come round and put a new bathroom in.
Really? At least your council could do that. I'm still waiting for my council to come up and fix my bath panel on my side. That's been 3 months.
But yeah, nah. Do you know what, Wayne? Right? I'm all right with my. I feel like I'm about like 90 odd today, mate. I feel like I'm 90 the way that it goes around. Well, hopefully Dermo might join us, actually. Hopefully at some point. I'm hoping he will. I have sent him, I'm sure I've sent him the link. If I haven't, I've sent it I put it in Jess's anyway. You know
I am the best football manager going.
But yeah, no, Wayne. I bet what was you like at 35? Was you there he goes, look, 3 times a night I laugh at that. I stopped thinking I was 21 when my body started cracking. Is that creaking? Oh no, creaking. Like a haunted house every morning. Hey Wayne,
I was like that. Really. I was like that after my football injury when I was a kid. My knee creaks all the time.
Nah, I bet Wayne's actually 21. He just doesn't want to. He just wants to make himself make me feel a bit better on my birthday. Didn't you, Wayne? Nah, but do you know what, Wayne? Quick question for you, Wayne. Right? I know it's a talk about anything kind of a show, but I just wanted to ask you, with all this Thomas Frank stuff, and this is to you as well, like. What do you think of this Thomas Frank stuff at the moment? This is to you and Wayne.
I'll let Wayne answer it first because you already know my opinion on it.
Yeah. No, but like I'm talking about like what everyone's saying at the moment about him. Like it's crazy, in my opinion. I think it's ridiculous. 35. Damn, I was still playing football at 35. Oh my days, they were. Oh, good days they were. Wayne.
Oh. All right, my honest opinion on people saying about Frank.
We got the legend, the myth, the legend, Mr. Brian Daigle. Hello, Brian. How are you today, my friend?
Sorry, Brian. I forgot to let you know that I got out of hospital last night for a severe migraine.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Well,
well, most importantly, I can't stay for long because I've got to go to We Are Tottenham TV. I'm debut. My loan clause has been activated because Simeon needs a few days off, so I'm back on loan to We Are Tottenham TV this week. But I couldn't miss to come on and wish you a very happy birthday, brother.
Oh, thanks, Brian. Yeah, 35 feeling about 95, mate.
Mate, don't start talking about 35, mate. I've got 11 years on you. So
Brian, he's got to wait till he gets into his 40s to realise wake up 3 times a night for a pee.
Listen, mate. Yeah. Anyway, it's all about happiness and joy and everything, and wishing you a very, very happy birthday, brother. So I can't stay on for long, but I wasn't not going to come on and wish you, a dear friend of mine, a very, very happy birthday.
Yeah, no, thank you, Brian. That means a lot, mate. I mean, especially, do you know what, right? And I don't mind saying this now, right? And I will say this, and then I'll ask you the same thing as well, Brian, on this, because I know you can't stay long, and I want to get your opinion on this after. But I wanted to say this to you first. I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you. So, thank you.
Brother, listen.
Both of us are in that same spot, aren't we? We've got a lot of respect for this man.
I will always be there for you and you, Corey. As you know, I'm very, very open with my past, my battles with addiction, mental health, violence, you name it. And the reason I'm open is so other people can know they can reach out. Other people know there's ways of getting help. There is a flip side where if you put the work in and you're both people that we have Spurs in common, and it's all about helping out, and people help me, it's paying it forward. That's all it is, buddy. That's all it is. And you both know I've always been just a phone call or message away, bearing in mind the time zone difference if I'm in Toronto. And that will always remain, buddy. But on another note, I can't see what that comment says, so I don't know what you want me to answer.
Oh, no. Well, first of all, Wayne saying hi to you, Brian.
Big up, Mr. Wayne. Mr. 57 Screens, one of the longest serving supporters of all channels from right back in the day. This man is a living legend.
Yeah, no, the question I was asking to Wayne was about Thomas Frank and about how much he's being attacked at the moment. And this was Corey as well, but obviously I was going to ask Corey and then you jumped on. And I know you haven't got a lot of time, but as it is at the moment, right, how is it that he's being so verbally violent, not violent in my opinion, because I'm a defender of Frank, I think it's kind of vile that everyone's getting on his back at the moment as it is. But where do you stand with it though, Brian?
Mate, I am Thomas Frank's first line of defence. I wanted him before Ange Postecoglou. I love the man. And I don't know, a lot of it is from the Ange cultists, I won't lie, that just come on and just want to attack anything and everything. But Spurs fans think everything is going to click immediately. People forget Mauricio Pochettino. In this month, November, if it wasn't for a Harry Kane deflected free kick, he was in deep, deep trouble. Deep trouble. And then the second half of the season kicked in and we were magnificent. He had his players. He also brought up Nabil Bentaleb and Ryan Mason. And we went from strength to strength. And year 2, year 3, year 4 were incredible journeys for Tottenham Hotspur. How people can say when we're 6th in the league, unbeaten in the Champions League, one of the highest goal scorers, one of the best defences. Yeah, the football's not pretty. But he's come here to stop. The first thing he had to do was stop a team losing 22 games in the league. And he will do that with extreme ease. Extreme ease. Hopefully Kulusevski will be back sooner rather than later. Kudus will be back. And then this window, he will get some players in that he wants and needs. And you can see we definitely need another left back because we're a different team completely with Destiny on the pitch. For me, Destiny's the most important player at the moment. Not the best, but the most important for balance. the most important for helping us play the way kind of Frank wants us to. So I'm delighted with Thomas Frank. Yes, the football needs to improve. Yes, some of the choices like Richarlison at left wing on Saturday was a bit questionable. And sometimes in the post-match interviews where he goes, "Oh, that was a great game. We played really." He's got to be a little bit more, by understanding, backing up the team. I'm delighted with Thomas Frank. Delighted. And I look forward for all the Frank outers that are mainly people that were Anginas to realise when we can't lose 22 games this season, when we don't concede 68 goals this season, when the team starts getting better at the things it will do, like he does. And just remember, Thomas Frank at Brentford, go through the list of the people he developed and made better. Go through the list of people Ange last season developed, and I'm still waiting for an answer. Look at people like Mickey van der Ven, who's gone up another level or two under Thomas Frank. Odegaard started to play a lot better. There are players playing a lot better, and it takes time. So that's what it is. But on that note, I need to get to We Are Tottenham TV. But I just, most importantly, Ryan, as I say to everyone, I wish you a very, very happy birthday. May you have a fantastic day and a wonderful year ahead. And may this year only be filled with good health and happiness, as well as filled with love and laughter, brother. That's all that matters.
Yeah, no,
that's all that matters, brother.
One more question. I know you've got to go, so just one more quick question.
Go on, bro.
Right? What were you doing at 35?
Say again. What was I doing at 35?
What were you doing at 35?
I was 35 when I married Ilana on my 35th birthday. On my 35th birthday, was it my 35th? Let me just make sure I get this right. I got married. I've been married 11 years now. 12. Yeah. 35th birthday, I was getting married. I had to do the maths there before. Thank God she won't be watching. It's 7 o'clock in the morning back in Toronto. Yeah, on my 35th.
You probably wouldn't even have this channel anyway, so you're safe on this channel.
My 35th birthday, I was in Toronto getting married to the love of my life and started a wonderful journey that ended up with us living 2.5 years in England, then a long time in Toronto, Canada. So on my 35th birthday, brother, my life changed for the very, 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 very good. It would always be one of the, if not the best birthday of my life, because I married my beautiful wife.
Best birthday present, fun and love of your life, mate. That's what it is.
I found her 7 years before, buddy. I found her 7 years before.
Marrying the love of your life on your birthday, on your 35th birthday, has a lot of...
Yeah, but only after, for 6 years we hadn't seen each other. Then she flew over to Christmas Day to see if there was anything genuine. She flew over on Christmas Day, and my birthday in June later, we were married. So like literally 6.5 months later, we were married. It was that quick. And there we are. But yes, so on my 35th birthday, I was having a wonderful time, and I hope you do too, brother.
Yeah, I hope I do as well. Anyway, Brian, I know you're busy, mate, but thank you for coming on, mate.
My pleasure, brother. I wouldn't have missed it. I told you I'd try and get on, and I did. So listen, everyone that's in the chat, have a great day. Corey, hope everything's good with you. Ryan, nothing but the best for you in the year coming up.
Yeah, no, thank you, Brian. Okay,
much
Brian,
love, brother. See you later.
You get off to Tottenham, onto Tottenham. Oh God,
We Are Tottenham TV.
Yeah, and I'll give you a call later or something. Yeah.
No worries, brother. No worries. We'll speak to you later. Have a great day, everyone in the chat. See you later.
See you later, buddy. Right. So, honest opinions on Frank, pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. Frank. I'll second everything that our friend Brian has said there, but then I'm going to add on to the Ange outers. The Frank outers are just plastics. They don't understand football. Quite frankly, if you can't understand that for nearly 2 years under Ange that our defense was a problem, our tactics were a problem, players getting constantly injured is a problem. If you can't understand that, then what are you doing watching football? I'm sorry, like I can't take people that don't understand tactics and training. I grew up, as pretty much everybody knows, in the Brighton youth team, so I second any coach coming in, teaching and training the players right. To what's it? To win leagues, you need a solid. The old saying: to win leagues, you need a solid defense. Attacks wins you championships.
Yeah,
apparently that's the old saying. If I got that right, but I can't take the criticism that this bloke is getting. The guy has us top 6 in the table. We've lost 3 in the league. Like Brian has said, top scorers, best defense out of a team that over 2 seasons under Ange in all competitions conceded close to 200 goals.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling thinking, like, if you take out the league form alone, where we conceded, was it 68 in the league in both seasons under Ange? So what? That's a 140 goal difference. That's without the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup in the first season.
Yeah.
And then obviously Europe, Carabao and FA Cup last season. You're looking close to that guy in 2 seasons that was close to nearly 200 goals conceded from a defence that couldn't keep out a wet noodle. I'm sorry. When you're putting everybody forward and hoping Van der Ven can run back and make a tackle, it doesn't work. It really does not work. One of the greatest defenders I've ever seen in my life is Maldini. He said, if I have to run back and make a tackle, there's something wrong in defence. You shouldn't have to be running back with players like that constantly getting injuries and then making last gasp tackles all the time. I mean, Saturday, that tackle was absolute world class. If that was a second later, it's a penalty and a red card. But Van der Ven's tackle on Saturday was one of those moments where you know he is a world-class centre-back and we're going to have to bump up his contract or Madrid's going to come calling. You know that's going to happen. Again, with Frank Elters, like I said, they don't understand football. They really don't get it. If you cannot understand that a system requires players to play in position and understand their role, then what are you doing watching football? I mean, you could go and watch basketball and watch like 10 blokes run around on a basketball court doing nothing, running around throwing a ball at each other. There you go. It's a perfect sport for you. I mean, I love the NBA. Love hockey, American football. I watch all sports I can get my hands on. But if you don't understand that football in its purest form is tactics and training and what you're doing watching football, we're still dealing with skeletons past from managers old, with the players like Ben Davis still knocking around fucking Richarlison. Sorry. I feel like Ben Davis is like a couple of months away from getting a testimonial match out of this club. That's how long he's been here for. I mean, I can't stand Brendan Johnson. Think he's completely useless. When he's on the pitch, it's like we're playing with 9 men. You would say 10 because of the goalkeeper, but technically speaking, the goalkeeper's a passenger on the pitch unless he's making a save. So the goalkeeper is your next best, your last point of defense and your first start of attack every time. We have a very solid goalkeeper in Vicario. When people are going, oh, but he's this, he's that, it's like, do you actually understand goalkeeping like I do? To be a goalkeeper, you need to be on your line and making a save. You don't need to be good with your feet. This whole notion of every goalkeeper in the modern day of football needs to be good with his feet is a complete fallacy.
Yeah,
there are goalkeepers across other leagues that are molded in the old goalkeeper way, like Gianluigi Donnarumma.
This literally sums it up what Wayne's saying. Hang on, Core. Right, look, see what Wayne's saying. It's literally summing up what you've just said. Literally.
Technically speaking, no team in world football, and I'm talking even at grassroots, plays beautiful tiki-taka, passy, quickie attack football. It doesn't always work. Barcelona don't always play that way, nor do Madrid.
Yeah.
We're looking at Liverpool now. That last season were absolutely phenomenal, and this season they've fucking crumbled. Yeah. I'm sorry, the way football is nowadays, it's more tactical than people realise. You can't just play tiki-taka, passy, nicey football. Sometimes you have to draw out those ugly results, the 2-2s, the 1-1s, the 0-0s.
Yeah.
Something Ange could never fucking do. We'd be 1-0 up, and there'd be 2-1. Like, for instance, at Brighton when we lost. Who was winning that match?
Yeah.
Couldn't see out a draw. Folded
So-
quicker than Bonnie Blue being pretzeled over, mate. He couldn't grind
But
out
no.
a result. He couldn't grind out a draw. So that's what nearly cost us our league position as well. When people are going, but he won us a trophy, Ange. Well, fuck it, at what cost? You look at the
So-
table last season, we finished 17th and 13 points above Leicester. In 22 games, we couldn't get a fucking result. It only needed to take Leicester to win 4 games and a draw and are above us, and we would go down. And that's what some people don't seem to fucking realise. They don't understand the fact that Ange had us playing such atrocious football in the league, sacrificing league position for one trophy. Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to be Tottenham. I want to be pushing the top end of the table, not fucking battling around the scraps of relegation. I know no team is guaranteed in this league, but at the end of the day, if you don't have your tactics and coaching right, then what are you doing in the world of football? It's easy being a so-called top manager at Celtic. Fuck, I could walk up there with no badges and be a top manager at Celtic. You could do it. Well, you already live in Scotland. Wayne could do it. Brian could do it. Anyone with half a brain could rock up to the Scottish League and be a fucking manager. It's not. There's a reason why the Scottish League is ranked 45th in the world.
But
ranked
what I was going to ask you,
league out of 137 countries are playing football. You've got teams like Belgium, the MLS. Belgium and the MLS. Both of their leagues are within the top 10 best leagues in the world to watch. Even the Saudi League is rated higher than the Scottish League. If Ipswich were better, simple.
But
Wayne's got it there, but I'm going to keep going on my monologue here with it all.
What I was going to ask you, and this is to everyone it's to everybody really who's here now, and obviously, like to you as well, Cor. What was everyone doing when they were 35?
My 35th birthday was spent. Oh, it was lockdown 5 years ago. So my 35th birthday was Theo was born, and everybody was on lockdown. So surprise! My 35th birthday was me eating a meal with my ex in our emergency accommodation flat in Eastbourne.
Oh God! Oh God!
Yeah, I know, right? Good old Eastbourne. Where the old go to die.
Oh God, that's scary
to think like lockdown and COVID. What a fucking what a weird place we was as a species, as a people. Everyone locked away from family. You couldn't go outside. Don't get how my ex managed to cheat on me being locked down, but she found a way. But you know what I mean? It's just like I take so many memories from lockdown because, you're allowed to go out for your one walk a day. So me and Theo would always be at the beach at Eastbourne if it was nice, just sitting there watching the waves come in. I know he was only a couple of months old at that point, but lockdown was crazy. But the human race continued on. We always find a way to survive, don't we?
Yeah, but I mean it's crazy, because 35 years ago, oh my God. Oh,
98.
Nah, do you know what? Feeling 35, right, though, it's like, it just doesn't feel, it doesn't feel any different, but at the same time, it feels weird that I'm getting older.
Everyone's got that slow march to the grave, my friend. It's kind of morbid, but everyone gets older and we all fucking eventually croak. Morbid and boring, but let's take it off of that, right? Let's go back to the football and what I've saw for 2 years, right? Everybody across the Tottenham sphere knows that I was Ange out day one. Before that ink dried on that contract, I was Ange out day one. I did my research on the guy. I asked my friends in Scotland that supported Celtic, what's this guy really like? And they come back very negatively about him. The fact that he's only won in really tin pot leagues and a European Cup. Well, okay, great. The guy's collected 2 P45s in 8 months being in England. It just goes to show that the guy was not fucking good enough. And he took a Nottingham Forest team that were actually decent last year under Nuno and turned them into a fucking joke this season with his tactics. So, yeah, it just makes my head boggle that Just makes my head boggle how these people, these androsexuals, these little anginners can sit there with a straight face and say he's a good manager when when you reflect on being reflective about it, the guy is a fucking joke.
Do you know what? I have to agree.
He could only win trophies. He could only win trophies in the likes of Scotland because you're Celtic. If he had done that with a Dunfermline or a Hibs or a Hearts, I'd be more impressed. Celtic, best infrastructure, best stadium, best youth facilities, best training facilities in Scotland. Can go around cherry picking good players from other leagues, very obscure leagues, and make themselves good, and then turn a profit on a said player if he becomes good. That's Celtic's motto. That's how they've stayed pretty much in business for all these years. You know, they have the best stadium and facilities in Scotland. They can cherry pick good players from obscure leagues and then sell them for a profit. Who would have ever heard of Henrik Larsson, for God's sake, if he wasn't at Celtic?
Well, look, see what Wayne's saying here, though. Right, Ange got off to a good start, then showed his stubborn streak where he refused to adapt and was a statue on the sidelines. He's opposite.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna say
Frank.
something on that one. Right. Last season, I went with Richie after the protest for the Southampton match. So that's where I met everybody on YouTube. Like, it was a really good day out. Protests were fun, you know, civilized. People were, you know, furious with how we were run. We won 3-1 against Southampton, but around the 60th minute, most of the people left the stadium because the atmosphere was flat. Seeing Ange walk up and down the sidelines when your team is 3-0 up with his hands in his pockets just says a lot about the character that he is. He's just a fucking know-nothing that got lucky to play in football. It was even, said about 15, 20 years ago, I think, when he was manager of Australia. Was it 10, 15 years ago? He said, one of these days I'll be in the Premier League, and one of his coaches turned around and said like that because he was a former player in the Premier League, that if you play like that in the Premier League, you'll get found out. Coming from one of his coaches that played in the Premier League. Like, come on, guys. What are we doing here? Calling this guy one of the best managers since when? Because he won us a trophy. So for every manager that's ever won us a trophy, yeah. So let's go back to when we last got a trophy in 2008 when Jonathan Woodgate towered above that Chelsea scum defence and slammed in that header. We're going to call that manager a legend. What about when we won the Worthington Cup? What about when we won the Worthington Cup? We're going to call that manager a legend. What about the FA Cup?
Do you know what I said to you the other day without giving no names, right? Obviously.
What? When people turn around and compare this guy to Alex Ferguson and Pep Guardiola, you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Saying that he's a better manager than Jose Mourinho shows the IQ level of some of these fans. Jose Mourinho, a serial winning manager, countless trophies in his cabinet. I've said 6 Champions League titles to his name. Are you saying this guy's better than Carlo Ancelotti? Better than what are we going down here? Pep, Alex Ferguson. That is fucking insulting. Saying he's better than Arsene Wenger, the guy that directed our bitter rivals to an unbeaten season. You're trying to say he's better than Arsene Wenger?
See, look, this is what Wayne's saying. Ange is nowhere near Birkinshaw or Bill Nick. I know.
Wayne,
right?
Wayne, this person that we're talking about puts him in that same area as Birkinshaw and Nicholson.
2 people.
There are 2 people that my friend Brian here that told me about the other day when we talk nearly every day over phone. When he told me about these 2 talking about it, makes me wonder if both of them know what our history is and what a good manager actually looks like. saying that Ange Postecoglou is a better manager than ex-manager in our past or ex-manager in Premier League history, comparing him to Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger. Fucking hell.
Hey, look, and there you go.
The left pubic hair is better than Ange. What are you talking about? The testicles are the brains. But let's just put it
But
this
no.
way: the guy fell into football. Luckily, got his badges, coached around very mediocre teams in Japan, took a very good Japanese J League team and won their division and their version of the FA Cup in his first year there. So not like he wasn't doing anything massive with the best team in Japan in Tokyo. So where's the money in Japan? Tokyo. Where the players want to go to in the Asian leagues around that area? To Tokyo. They don't want to go to like Higasawa and places like that, do they? They want to play for Honda Hyenas or whatever they're called. I mean, I watch some really obscure leagues, but I avoid the J League like the plague because I'd rather watch a Sunday league match. But
yeah, but then if you think about it, right, look at the Saudi Pro League.
Where I sold Brendan Johnson and Football Manager in my first season. Thank you, Saudi, for 45 million.
Yeah, but look what Wayne's turned around and said. He said some of our fans are proper. Obviously, that you can see what's been said.
No, yeah, well, I would call them plastics, but that's an offence to plastics. At least plastics in this planet serve a purpose,
And then
might be lit on the street, but at least it's still.
I'd rather have
Teletubby
manager.
I'd have the whole cast of the Teletubbies, mate. You could have Tinky Winky as the medical guy. You could have Poe as the scouting coach. You could have the Hoover going around being the defensive coach. There you go. The whole cast, including the baby and the guy.
Yeah, but where does Dipsy get involved though? Because Dipsy's got to be there somewhere.
Oh, he's the doctor, isn't he? He's got to test prostate somehow.
Hey, he'd actually probably do better than what our medical staff are doing now, anyway.
Well, this is what I don't get. This is what I don't get with these Frank Elters. You do realise he's brought a proper coaching staff. The medical team has been sorted out pretty much top to bottom. Our scouting network is going to get better. We've brought in data analytics pretty much from Brentford. The only thing we couldn't bring really was the system that Brentford and Brighton use because they both use the same system.
Yeah,
but. You think Frank doesn't know the problems at our team? We've got some very strong defenders, some pretty right midfielders, and our attack's wank. I'll say pretty decent midfielders. I mean, apart from Bentancur and Polina, I couldn't tell you.
There's one person you're missing out in the attack that everyone loves. Johnson again, ole.
Very average, limited football player. Yeah, okay. He's only in football because of his dad's name. I'm sorry.
You can't forget Mr. Good old ole, Mr. Johnson, though, can you?
Everyone thinks is a fantastic. Well, some of the fan base thinks is a fantastic football because he can tap a ball into 6 yards. Fuck, my 5-year-old. My 5-year-old could do that. Stand on the back post and wait for a ball. I could do that. I've taught you with a dad bod.
Look what Wayne said. He said, "Wait, we have a medical team. When the hell did this happen?"
Well, we took most of the Brentford medical staff, didn't we? So they have to come in and implement their way of doing things. It's not going to be an easy thing. These guys have been in 3 months. What are they expecting? A fucking magic wand to make Richarlison that Brazil number 9 that he thinks he is? Fucking hell. Jesus.
But then,
mate,
you know
I would rather take a retired Bobby Zamora and put him up front than play fucking Richarlison.
See, I kind of agree with what Wayne's saying here, though. Wait, we have a medical staff. Yeah, well, where is it then? Because Solanke's still out injured.
But that's the manager previous that has come in with with those injuries. They're carrying injuries over from last season still.
See,
these injuries
and this is
don't go away.
Look, everyone's got their own opinion on everything, yeah. And I won't ever discriminate against anybody for their opinions.
Wayne, don't insult ball boys. They actually do something. Look at the ball boy a few seasons ago with Mourinho in the Champions League when he quickly threw the ball up to, I can't remember who took the throw in and we went off and scored. I can't fucking remember the player he threw it to, but, if we went off and scored and, that young lad ended up getting to have a meal with the players and the manager. I mean, come on, man. Quick-wittedness. Ball boys are actually useful. Johnson isn't. I've seen drying dog shit with a better understanding of football than Johnson.
Here you go.
Skater back, yes. What about Retro Ziegler?
How about Darren Anderson?
What? Mr. Originally injured. Compare that to Mr. Always on the bench. Mr. thinks he's gonna play for us again. Currently out injured till next season. Yeah, okay. I'm not even gonna go into how bad I think Mr. 33% is.
What about
I'm not
Sergei
gonna
Rebrov?
sit. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about James Maddison when we only see him for about 3 matches a season before he gets to sit on the injury bench like Darren Anderton. Sergei Rebrov. I'll take Rebrov in his prime. Who wouldn't? I'd take
I'm talking
Klinsmann right now. The guy Klinsmann's in his 60s. I'll take Teddy Sheringham.
Do you know what though?
I'll take Graf Brooks. I will take Graf Brooks. What a fucking legend of a striker that guy is, and the fact that he had to endure racial prejudice in the 70s and 80s. He's an advocate for sticking up for, Black African players or players from foreign leagues. He was the first one to criticize the whole thing with Patrice Evra and Suarez a few years back. He said that this league's a joke. They're going to protect Suarez. Not many people are going to come out and say that if they want to keep their job. But Graf Brooks, mate, what a player back in the day. I'll take Graf Brooks. He's what, 68?
Do you know what though? There's something I agree with Sava with, right? And everyone knows that. People say that I brown nose Sava too much, right? Because I just agree with a lot of his takes, yeah? Right? Thing is, it's not my fault that I agree with a lot of what Sava says. But
it's because he actually understands football to a level that some of these people don't. The guy's got his coaching badge. He knows what he's talking about.
But the thing is, right?
The people that disagree with him are the people that don't really get football properly. I'm sorry. They watch football, but they understand training tactics, what a certain position takes to play in. I'll tell you now, the hardest position on the pitch to play isn't your forward line, it isn't your midfield or your defence, it's being a goalkeeper. I'll tell you now, the training levels of a goalkeeper are ridiculous.
See, I agree with Savage, yeah, right? And I don't care what people think about me when it comes to that, because I'm getting to the point in my life where it's silly if I just listen to what everyone says. But when it comes down to when he says that we could have someone like Gascoigne or what's his name, Ginola, someone like that. And
I actually met Graf Crooks. The guy is one of the sweetest blokes you'll ever meet. Next to Ian Wright, I used to do security work back in the day, and the company I worked for actually had the contract to look after Ian when he was down in Brighton doing a seminar thing down here for the young players. Because if you didn't know, Ian Wright actually was on trial at Brighton when Brighton said he was too small.
Oh wow!
They had Roy Keane on their books, giving him trials. Turned around and said he was too aggressive. Yeah, this is Brighton turning down top talent, and then what happened to Ian Wright? He went to Palace, Brighton's bitter rivals. What happened to Roy Keane? He went to Nottingham Forest. So you got to sit here and think Brighton turned down 2 great players because one was too aggressive and one was too short. But Ian Wright is one of the sweetest blokes. And then a few years ago, he was actually down in Brighton, went to my granddad's record shop. We were in there for ages talking to Ian, I've met Graf. I did security for Graf. The guy is a gentleman. They're both gentlemen. They're both statesmen. They know what they're talking about.
See, I kind of remember. I'm going back probably to my it must have been my late teens, early 20s, right? And I went to where you can
flashback noises.
When we still had White Hart Lane there. I remember the old lady. Where you could go and have these meet and greets with the some of the players that would turn up at they name them. I done that twice, and I remember I was in line waiting, right? And this one I remember vividly because I was just sitting there, and standing in line waiting, and got to my turn, and it was Defoe there, yeah. It was funny because this is how vivid I remember, and get up to say get the signatures of someone of the other two, and then Defoe, and it's weird because all he wanted to do was stand there and talk to me for like, and it must have been what 10 minutes that we would just sit 5-10 minutes that we would just standing there having a conversation. I'm thinking, this is not normal when you've got footballers wanting to actually just sit there and talk to you for like 5-10 minutes. Like, and I thought, what a nice guy he was.
This will make you sit there and wonder. So obviously I did security work for quite a long time after my injury. So this is going back when Carl Walker was still at Tottenham. End of season, Carl Walker and a couple of the other lads. It was Carl Walker, Danny Rose, and I can't remember who else come down. They come down to Brighton and went to the venue that I was working at.
Okay.
So the briefing in the evening before start the shift. So we most security guards get on site an hour early to sit there and talk about, right, we need to do this better, or this is a VIP, these are down, so we need to be extra precautious, blah blah blah. Staunch Tottenham fan. My manager. So we got a couple of lads coming down from Tottenham tonight. Carl Walker, Danny Rose, and somebody else. Everybody be professional, especially you, Darren. Of course I'm going to be professional. It's my job. Right. This is what pissed me off. Every one of my colleagues going up bugging the players for pictures and autographs and things like that, blah, 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 blah. End of the night, Danny and Kyle come up to me and it was like, you're the only security guard that hasn't bothered us tonight. Why? I went, I'm a staunch Tottenham supporter, and I got told at the start of the night, don't bother the players. Are just here to have a night, a night out, unwind, and their season's finished. Blah blah. I turned around and said to them, when we were here for about an hour talking about like how to be professional and treat people. The boys are like, yeah, no worries. Blah 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 blah. Got to the start of the next season, we played Arsenal. Got a package through from the lads. My manager was like, "There's a package from you. They're from Tottenham." I was like, "What do you mean? There's a package here from Tottenham?" Basically, Kyle and Danny had sent down 2 VIP tickets for the Arsenal match at White Hart Lane. And that season where we went unbeaten at White Hart Lane. So it's like my manager and my colleagues are like all sucking up to me. Like, yeah, wow, can I come with you? I was like, you're an Arsenal fan, so no. You support Liverpool, fuck off. You're a United supporter. And then I had like a fucking Cheltenham fan asking me if he can go. I'm like, no, I know the one person I'm taking. I took my granddad. But like there was like a note in there saying to the one security guard that actually treated us like humans instead of bothering us, here's 2 tickets. It was probably one of the nicest things I've ever seen footballers do. Well, apart from I've seen other acts of kindness footballers have done, but like to me that meant quite a lot being a Tottenham fan, because I didn't bother them. I got told to be professional when I'm a Tottenham fan. I'm like, fucking hell, mate, what are you talking about? Like, I said this to my manager, and all you lot are all fucking all over him. At the start of the night, like, you're a Tottenham fan, behave yourself. I went, it's my job to behave myself, otherwise people get hurt.
But do you know what? It was weird because, like, Defoe, right, from everyone in front of me, right, was like he didn't have a word. He didn't even really like just speak to them in any way, shape, or form. But he just picked me out and just spoke to me for 5-10 minutes. I'm like, that's your. And I said to him, look, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I was trying to say that for the first 4 minutes. I don't want to take up any more of your time. And he was like, no, you're not taking up any of my time. I'm like, I went, Jermaine, please let me move on so that other people can have their turn to get there. And he said, no. He said, there's not many people like you that want to just move on like as quickly. And he said, I'm not going to allow you to move on until we've had a little conversation. And I was like, okay. I don't know why he picked me out of everyone to be like wanting to have a conversation.
Defoe always has time for his fans. There's not many footballers out there that will have time for their fans that want to talk to you. Aren't there many players out there that will be like, right, that, you know, because they're multi-millionaires. I know some of these players probably look down on people, but
Yeah.
Defoe has probably one of the kindest hearts I've seen on a footballer in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
You know, especially
Yeah.
with all the stuff he did with little Bradley, rest his soul, but all the things he did for little Bradley, you know, his mum rung him up the night he was either away training somewhere in another country, and Jermaine got like the first flight back, the very first flight back, so he could be at Bradley's side as he sadly was slipping away from this world.
Yeah.
That
It's
one
just
little
weird
boy
because-
brought the world of football together, and we should have learned as a football fan collective to look at little Bradley's story and get on with each other, drop all these divisions of hatred towards another team and another person because they support a different team. You know, I mean, and that whole story. I mean, I'm a father myself, and so are you. Seeing your kids ill is one of the worst things in the world to see. It's horrible. And then
But it's just
little
weird
Bradley
because, like,
sadly lost his life. But you know that changed Jermaine quite a lot. That whole sequence of events, because that was like his best little mate. He was everywhere with Bradley. It was so nice for Defoe to be with him, because not many footballers would do that. You know, Jermaine was his best mate. He was always there, always in contact with the mum, and I think they're still in contact today. So it's had a lasting effect on Jermaine, which is beautiful. It really is. Very keen to aggressive,
like,
yeah.
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think? Where I think I'm kind of like, I think everyone he comes in contact with, right? There's always that small little part of him that there's always a small part of every interaction he has, right, that stays with him. And I think I can't say I'm a big part of that, but I feel like that day, right, I must have been like, just like, I just want to move on. And he was like, nah, you're not moving on until I want to show that I'm a real human being who's got feelings and everything. And I was, and all I wanted to do was just move on, right, so that everyone else get signatures. And he spent 10 minutes with me, and I'm like, you didn't. And I said to Jermaine personally afterwards, I went to him, look, you don't have to spend 5-10 minutes with me. I wanted everyone else to get us a fair shot. And he said, look, I'm giving you your fair shot.
Yeah. And it's nice of him to do that. Some players would just be like, oh, I ain't got time for you, kind of thing, go away, you know.
Yeah.
But for me, football in its purest is understanding that he's also blokes with families.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to live their lives as well. Most of the time they don't want to be harassed and bothered, but there are a few out there that will take their time out for the fans, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players out there that...
Do you know what? I know where they say, well, you shouldn't disturb them, right, if you see them walking down the street. But then and they say you should only disturb them if they're in their workplace and they're doing what they're doing. But I feel like, and this goes the same for Sonny as well. Look, even though I don't think Sonny was the best player coming to the end of his career with Tottenham, right? I still think if you had approached Sonny in the street, right, he would have sat there. He would have probably bought you a coffee or maybe something to eat, and he would have sat there with you and spoke to you for an hour. I feel like that's the kind of vibes I get with Sonny. And you know, and that's really, it's kind of like really heartwarming to know that. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's not many players that would turn around and do that for you nowadays. And Sonny and Jermaine.
There aren't that many players out there. Honestly, there isn't.
No, and Sonny and Jermaine, right?
Jordan Pickford.
What was that story you told me about one time about Yves?
There's another player that I have a lot of respect for as well, Jordan Pickford. I saw a story the other day about a little football fan suffering with cancer from the age of 4 or 5. On his just before his 6th birthday, his dad passed away, and Jordan's seen all this. And for the whole day, they had this little boy up at Everton, he was like, I want to be a goalkeeper like Jordan Pickford. He's my favorite player and all this business. You can see Jordan's outside this out the Everton medical bay, like I can't wait to go outside to him and all this business. And he's popped his head, and like the young boy is like, Jordan runs up to him, hugs. He's training with Jordan and the lads all day long, mate. What a special memory that little boy's got with those players, especially his favorite player, Jordan Pickford.
And look, and like,
when I saw that story, I mean, there's so many others out there, but I mean, like when you actually see the proper connection, because like Jordan even come out because like the mum wrote the letter to him. And Jordan actually read the letter out because Jordan's also a father as well. So he goes, I can't understand. I know I can't understand parents. Not understand. I can't get to terms with play. Like, oh God, the word. I'll have to watch the video again. Yeah. But basically, he says, as a parent, seeing your kids ill is not the nicest thing in the world. It really hurts. And I want to make this young boy have a memory that will last forever. You know. Just time to say, fellas, great stream, going fun. Oh, good fun. And also good conversation.
Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne. But then what was that story about you told me about?
What, down in Brighton when he first joined Brighton?
Yeah.
So it was Yves Bissouma, and there was another player. I can't remember the other player's name because he didn't last too long at Brighton, but there was a young lass. She was struggling to pay for her shopping. And literally, Yves come up behind her and tapped his card on the machine, paid for her shopping outright. And she was like, "Oh, you didn't have to do that for me, mystery guy." You literally turned around and said, "I'm in a position where I can actually do this for people that need it. Don't worry about it, my darling," like that. And then just walked off. I mean, there's been so much bad press about Yves Bissouma because of his party boy lifestyle and this business. But behind all that party boy lifestyle, there's still a human there, you know. So there's still a bloke there that has been brought up with good morals and respect. And then when all that whole sort of like case went on about him down here in Brighton, when it was all found not guilty, and yeah, I saw the human side to a guy that's only come across to him a different country and understanding, and literally just paid for a woman's shopping. She had 2 kids there struggling. She couldn't pay for it. She goes, "Oh, I've got to probably put this back and put that back to be able to afford it." Put in back like basics like milk and bread and butter and stuff like that. And he was just like, no, like that, tapped it, walked off and thought nothing of it. You know, I was like, wow. Who's this guy? Can he pay for my shopping kind of thing? And I found out it was Yves Bissouma playing for Brighton. I was like, oh my fucking God. Come back. I can't afford my shopping over here. But no, I mean, it's probably one of the nicest things that I've saw from a footballer, because down here in Brighton, you don't really see the players out much. You don't. They all kind of live in their gated community in Hove. Hove, actually, or Worthing, outside of Brighton, you know, all the posh houses are. But yeah, I mean, I've seen players do it. It's just one of those things. It's just very rare, or it doesn't get spoken about much. There's a lot of players out there that do these things, but it just doesn't get given the press or the time that you think about.
Yeah, no.
Oh, my shit's banging. Oh, I wish this migraine. I can't believe I was in hospital for severe migraine.
Do you know what though? I feel like if only everyone had the same sort of morals like Sonny, because I can't say whether Sonny would do like nice things or not, right? Because I don't know him personally, but I can only go on what I've seen, and I think he would, right? If there was only more people like Sonny, more people like Jermaine, more people like Yves, right? And look, I mean, not the bad stuff that Yves done, but all especially from that, yeah, right, where someone just taps their card on a card reader just to pay for someone shopping, right? That kind of thing, right? If there was more people like that in this world, we'd be in a lot happier world. Like, and thank you, Wayne, for saying that as well, mate, because I just feel like sometimes I feel like I don't get credited enough. So thank you, Wayne, for that.
No, what it is, Ryan, is because you talk on other channels where they've got their very staunch beliefs, and if you don't meet their beliefs, you're the outsider. That's what it is. But then you're a football fan that understands football better than someone. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to drop it in, but when people come across and attack you, I've said it. You're my friend. Me and you talk daily, and I understand football to a level that most people don't really get because I was gifted enough to play until my injury. I was in the Brighton youth team, and Gareth Barry was a couple of years older than me. I played alongside Gareth Barry for about a season. Him, Adam Alab, Tommy Elphick, mate. Those two in the team just alone, Adam Alab and Tommy, they were great. But Gareth Barry was on another level. And then when he got brought from the youth team for like £1 million, we're like, fuck, the guy still owes me 20 quid. I know Gareth's now playing in like the very minor Sunday leagues down here still. I bumped into him a few weeks back. He was like, Darren? I was like, fucking hell, you actually remember? He goes, yeah, you're the great goalkeeper we had. What happened to your injury? He was like, oh, sorry, mate. I was like, yeah.
Can you ask him for your 20 back as well, no?
Nah, I'm not going to bother him for that. It's too long ago now. The 20 quid now, if I extrapolate it to like today's money, probably about £2,000.
True. Hey, but that'd be £2,000 you didn't have before, I suppose.
Yeah, I know, but it was just funny just bumping in and you're like, you're right, Aaron? It's like, fuck, you remember me after all these years after moving to Aston. It's like, yeah, I remember good players. It's like, fucking hell, you called me a good player. I'll get on with that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, being in and understanding that shit, it's just understanding what coaches teach you and the manager teaches you. All right, the manager, each team has their like core of coaches for each position, and being a goalkeeper is fucking grueling. That's all I'm saying. The amount of different drills you have to do compared to what other players do. Forget about what you see them doing warming up on the pitch before a match. The agility stuff alone is absolute fucking ball ache as a goalkeeper. Like being able to do that stuff, I can still kind of do that in my 40s with a dodgy knee and the dad bod. I'm still a semi-decent goalkeeper if I'm on it for the day, but what goalkeepers have to do to train is just intense. Back in the day we didn't have lovely little crash mats to land on to like break our falls, but like you're looking at football players now getting treated all nicely with their training. I mean, I saw a training video at Tottenham a few months back when Vicario was coming back from injury last season, how they have crash mats out for the player so he doesn't hurt himself. More like, fucking hell. I remember rocking up to Brighton's old training pitch with it being frozen and muddy. Training on that shit. Training on a frozen pitch, diving around. Oh, yeah. I think players are too, cushioned nowadays. I think they need a little bit of how football was 20 years ago, a bit of grit in their body. Bring back the likes of Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira sliding into tackles and taking your legs out. You know what I mean? Bring back the good old days of football when men were men. There were battles on the pitch and off the pitch, not a little spat here and then pushing around each other. I mean, fuck, I've seen Roy Keane sort of sent off in matches after a tackle and throwing punches. I've seen Vieira do the same. I've seen Zidane go around headbutting players. I've seen God knows what growing up as a kid, I've seen players biting players. Hello, Suarez, sort of just looking at you, Suarez. How's he taste? A little bit of salt and pepper? You know what I mean? Captain Chombers, I used to call him. But like, there's just so many things in football now. I think you're sitting there, it's just too pretty and too nice. These guys training. I trained on frozen, like the youth, that youth level. Unless you make up to the level I get to, you train on some god awful pitches. I mean, Brighton's training ground back then was a 3G pitch outside the university. Now look at Brighton. They've gone from a League 2 club, Division 2, which is now like what? League 1, League 2. So it's like, it used to be what? Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. Now it's like Division 2, Division 1 Championship. But I just got to sit here and think like what the players have got to train with now compared to what I did back when I was a kid. You privileged little fucks. That's the way I look at it. But like, I will sit here and honestly say, like, if like training a defense to put in front of your goalkeeper, that's a solid job to do as well, because the defense has got to understand what the goalkeeper's doing and vice versa. But the goalkeeper's got to be on it all the time.
Now, what did you think of that Mickey challenge the other day?
World class. A second later, that's a red card and a sending off. Vicario was in the right place. He would have got his body in front of the shot if Sesko had actually shot it. Vicario's body shape and everything was there, but Van de Ven proves again why he is literally our standout player of the season so far.
And then, what about the goal that he scored?
Are we talking about the one that he ran off and did on the Champions League?
Yep.
Well, fucking hell. It kind of reminded me of the Sonny one against Burnley, taking on about 8 players and scoring. Van de Ven runs a bit, 5 box, takes it about 6, 7 and puts in a really nice shot. I mean, there's no real differences, is there? But yeah, makes them soft. I remember the throws and muddy pitches from my Sunday league days. Now that's what that was what football was. But back when I was a youth trainee at Brighton, unless you made it to the under 13s, under 14s, when you actually start training on proper leveled pitches that weren't mud field, fucking dog shit field pitches. Yeah. I remember the days rocking up, it pissing it down with rain, my parents not in sight, me going out getting ended up with a cold for the week because we've just won 3-1 away at Palace. So I remember as a kid traveling up to Manchester and getting beaten 3-2 because I got sent off. We were winning 2-1. I got sent off, my own problem. I got mouthy to a player, he started giving it, and I slapped him. Don't foul my defender and break his leg and not expect any consequences. Literally, like that's back when like the Adidas spines started first coming out, when they were made out of metal as well. So I'd come out, whack. Referee, red card. He should be fucking sent off as well. I'm only like 14 years old at this point. My coach is like this on the sidelines, like, gotta sort his fucking temper out. Thing is, I knew a VDV as well playing in Germany, so I always had this thing when he was at Wolfsburg that he's going to be a top defender and someone's going to snap him up. Jesus, I'm so glad we did. You know what I mean? He had so many other people before Van de Ven came in, like, who is this bloke? Just goes to show they don't watch anything outside the Premier League. There are players I can tell you now, there's a couple of players in Hungary that are really top players. There's one in Bulgaria that's a left-sided winger that I watch quite a lot, and it's like, would they make it the Premier League? They're only like 19, 20 years old, these 3 players, but one of them has already 10 caps for Bulgaria at 19. 19 years old, 10 caps for your country and 3 goals as a left winger. You know what I mean? I'm like that. Yeah.
But then what did you think of that Carlo Milani incident that happened the other day as well? Where he had
Slabhead should have got sent off. Sorry, Slabhead got sent off. He knew what he was doing. It was a deliberate foul. You don't do this as a motion that be classed as normal. Sorry, Slabhead knew what he was doing. He caused an injury. He should have either been yellow carded or sent off. Should have been checked on VAR properly. Not just cleared straight away just because he's wearing a fucking Man United shirt. Oh man, you couldn't beat turning up on a Saturday or a Sunday morning, it pissing it down cold, and you're the warmest player on the pitch because you're in goal. You'd see everybody else static and not moving around much. As me running between my penalty spot and my 6-yard line between both my posts to keep warm, unless there was an attack coming, just to keep warm, keep myself moving. As a goalkeeper, you've got to keep your feet moving. I mean, I always got taught as a young goalkeeper, be on your toes and make sure you're in your set position as the attack gets past the halfway line. That's what I was taught as a young age. Always on your toes, always ready, be in your set position to close down the ball. If you have to come off your line, make sure you're, out there sweeping it up, kick it out as far as you can. Back when I was a kid,
so
we did.
you was one of those sweeper keepers then.
No, I was taught if the ball's coming in, there was no such word for it back when I was a kid. You know, you come out if your defense has been beaten and the ball's 10 yards in front of you and the striker's 15 yards off it, run out and boot that fucking ball. Simple. We don't do that. Well, when I was a kid, we did none of this footwork crap that they want you to be good with now with a pass. I was taught you boot it upfield and hope either one of your players gets to the first or second ball.
What do you think of this comment from Wayne?
Oh, the kid's dynamite. He really is. And you've already got German teams lining up wanting to buy him. Says a lot about the young man, doesn't it? He wanted to go out on loan and learn his trade. He didn't want to be stuck on a bench doing nothing. So for that, I've got a lot of respect for. So if we lose Van de Ven or Romero to any other club next season, we've got an ideal replacement.
Yeah, but
myself personally, this is what. Young. Yeah, I mean, this is what I think should happen. If we sell Romero, Vuskovic takes his place. The kid's got power, pace. He's got pass. He can score. He can defend. So he does everything Van de Ven does, but, you know, same level of Van de Ven at 18.
Yeah, but hang on, though, right? Then you get the two people we were talking about earlier. They'd say, oh, well, he's too young. He needs to be out on another loan.
No. If you're good enough, if you're old enough and good enough, regardless of your age, you get put in. Oh, he needs another, right, he's in... Right, where are Germany in the world rankings for leagues? I think it's what, 7th, 6th, 7th best leagues in world football. He's playing at a very, very good team with a very good manager that gets him. It's a trial by fire being, you know, okay, we couldn't play with it, get him in straight away because of the age regulation rules on football and professionals. You have to be 18 years old to play in most leagues because of the body development, strength, blah, 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 unless you take into the consideration of Gianluigi Buffon or Gianluigi Donnarumma. Donnarumma at AC Milan was chucked in goal at 16. If you're old enough and good enough, you get into the team straight away. Vuskovic is an absolute steal. Was it 7 million we paid for him? We had to stay out on loan until he was 18. Because of the whole work permit, age restriction things that on all leagues, not just our league, all leagues have this to safeguard a young player's development. Because at 16, 17, 18 years old, you're still a kid. In some countries, you're still in school. You know, Vuskovic is coming from a very good team that we got him from. You know, they have a high turnout of very good young Croatian players. I know a certain player that we had once upon a time from Croatia that came from the same youth setup.
Now, do you know what? I've heard the other yesterday, funny enough, right? I'm not going to give no name because it's not fair to give the name. But what I will say is, yeah, right, that someone turned around and said, oh, well, we need to get Mike Maignan in.
The thing is, like with this, I want us to play a back three, but we do not have enough fit quality defenders to play free at the back. Apart from Danso, VDV, and Romero and Vuskovic, when he comes back because the kid is quality, who do we have? Ben Dave shit. Great.
Well, he needs to go anyway.
We got Elfie Dorrington that's doing all right out on loan, but again, it's one of those other players that we put so much hype and pressure on at a young age because he come for our youth ranks, and he's kind of looking all right out on loan. But is he going to be another one of these players that we had for so long, kept on sticking out on loans, and now he's playing in Scotland? You know, there was a player a few years beforehand that was supposed to be the next.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know where he's gone, but he'll probably be back. I'll keep this going for now. Then, whilst we're waiting for good old Corey to get back. So, wow, that was a bit of a shock to start off with. But yeah, look, I think Vuskovic is already playing for Croatia, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on, let me just add him back in. He's back.
Yes,
Don't know
Vuskovic
what
is
happened.
playing for Croatia already. I don't know. My camera sometimes has this. I need to get a new one. It has a thing where it likes to go, oh, I'm turning off now for no reason. I'm like, okay. Because my camera's battered. So I need to get a new one, but being able to afford a new camera when I've got cool money doesn't really help. Yes, Vuskovic is Croatia's main centre back. I mean, I'm playing Football Manager, and in my first season, Croatia won the World Cup as Vuskovic. So I've got two World Cup winning centre backs, in Romero and Vuskovic on Football Manager.
Don't worry, Wayne. I just kicked him off for the fun of it. I kicked him off for the fun of it, mate. Don't worry.
I mean, we've got young George Abbott out on loan, who is really good. George Abbott's another very good player. We've got another player in our youth team that I know of, which I think most of the Tottenham fan base knows in Luca Williams Barnett. There's a lot of hype around that young man.
Now you're getting bantered on.
Don't worry, December's coming, lads. This is when Arsenal normally capitulate the league around December when they can't handle the workload.
Now, Wayne, do you know what it was? It was because he's got some bad football takes. So I just kicked him off.
I wonder what Arteta's excuse is this year, because last year it was the ball was too round, or whatever it was in the Cabarro Cup, wasn't it? The ball's too round. Sorry. What shape is the sphere again? It's round, is it not? You can't get any rounder than a ball or a sphere. It's the same shape. It doesn't change unless you fucking kick it.
It's true though. You disappeared quicker than Arsenal's challenges over the last few seasons.
Yeah, no, but I was like Joe Hendry then. Say my name and I appear. Say his name and he appears.
I believe in Gorski.
Oh, this fucking headache. I know it's only a fucking severe migraine I had yesterday coming out of hospital with it, but like all I feel is the pressure on the back part of my head. But no, I mean,
sitting here get rid of that one. Any ideas how to get rid of his migraine?
I got told to drink lots of water and sit in a dark room from the hospital after spending 9 hours up there. Blood tests and everything to come back with nothing but you have a severe migraine. Okay, great. Could have saved myself the fucking trip. I was literally chucking my guts up and everything after. I mean, to faint on a football pitch. Yeah, that was a bit scary, fainting on a football pitch and not realizing what the fuck's gone on.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Could not be sitting here right now if it weren't for the guys on Sunday elevating my legs. What the fuck are you doing lifting my legs up?
Right, it's a good job they did, because you probably wouldn't be, like you said.
Too many games in the Premier League. Either that or we'll go and bring another fucking dog in called Win Now. So next to Win. I wonder if that dog's been given a new home after them not winning. Bad luck you are, dog. Go away. But no, I mean,
I think I probably will blame it that there's too many games in the Premier League. Yeah.
Do you want to know what else I put this on? You know what else I put this on? Too many fucking international breaks leading up to March. So every other month you got a 2-week break. So what the players that aren't out on international doing? Sitting around doing nothing? No, they are training, but they're not training the way they should be because all the better teammates are playing with their country, you know?
Yeah.
I hate the fact that we went out and got Johnson, who's like the Temu version fucking Gareth Bale. He's Welsh, but none of the skill. I feel sorry for Wales having a player like that. Fucking dog wank.
But what's everyone doing for Christmas?
You'll have some of the Johnson fans.
What's everyone doing for Christmas? Because I'm not really doing anything myself. I'm just sitting here.
Shut up. It's the 11th of the 11th, brother. Shush.
Yeah, and it's my birthday, and I dictate this. Otherwise, I can just go like this and go, Like that.
Just do this. Look, I can just unmute it. Hi.
But no, what is everyone doing for Christmas though? Like, Wayne, have you got anything planned for Christmas? Because I'm just sitting around, probably just gonna just
Oh,
I'm just me and the
I know
cats
what
and
I'm
maybe
doing.
go with my mates.
I know what I'm doing. I've told my ex I'm having my son Christmas Day because you've had him the last 2 Christmas days, so it's time for me and my family to have him.
Mm.
Magic light bulb. They blame it on the players' laces are too long as well on their boots. Yeah, players' laces are too long. Shin pads are too small. Wayne? Do you remember the old blocky, uncomfortable, would dig into your shin pads? Oh, as a goalkeeper, nothing worse than getting those nasty lines in your leg and then cutting your leg open. Fuck, man. I hated those old shin pads. And nowadays they have just like that little circular bit of plastic. Oh yeah, that's going to protect your shin, isn't it, mate? If I come over there and clatter you.
But yeah, now
Yeah,
it is. Christmas, to be honest.
These international breaks are only about the money, but have you seen what FIFA are trying to do? They're trying to extend the amount of teams in the World Cup from 30 to 64. And the only reason why the Saudis got the next World Cup is because Australia were told don't bother to bid. Don't bother bidding. We've already given it to the Saudis. Excuse me?
Oh, yeah. So, hang on. He says Christmas will be beers and scrolling through YouTube for something to watch. Christmas Day is too boring. You know what? Right.
I've got something for you, Wayne. Christmas Day on Netflix. There's always the NFL to watch. There's always 2 games on Netflix. You could watch that. There you go. I've sausage your Christmas out for you.
See, I mean, I remember when Christmas, and when it used to be literally, especially coming up to Christmas, a week before Christmas. No, not even a week before Christmas, a day before Christmas, right? I used to, and I don't mind because it, saying this either because it's kind of a nice memory. That when it was a day, always me, my nan always used to a day before Christmas. We used to, like milk the sausage rolls, bang them in the oven, and we used to go and do that every Christmas, and then Christmas Eve night. I remember I used to always get too excited.
Wayne, I'm saying this now, mate. The Saudis control everything sports-wise. Just look at boxing. Just look. Soon it'll be tennis. Soon it'll be football. Wrestling's already pretty much being dictated by. Yeah, Netflix has the NFL for Christmas Day and Boxing Day matches, dude. What do you think I did like last Christmas Day until my sister come over and got me for dinner? I sat there and watched fucking American football.
Yeah.
And when I got home, I slapped on the American football. Yeah, every year they have the Christmas Day and Boxing Day games on Netflix at the moment. Yeah. That's what they've done. It was the first season they did that last year on Netflix.
Yeah, this is the second time.
I mean, a lot of the live boxing stuff's now going on Netflix. You know, a lot of the live boxing ends up on there.
When it comes to Christmas, I look forward to getting back to work quickly. Oh, Wayne, do you know what? I love it when you're in chats, man. You actually give
Christmas
a lot
is
of
different
that
when you've got kids as well. You know, my 4th year was born, like Christmas to me just felt like another day, especially in your 30s. Like, okay, Christmas Day. I'm like Wayne. I was like, I'm missing a day's wage here. I want to go back to work. And where I used to work, and you didn't go back until after Boxing Day. So I've lost 2 days' wages here. Fuck.
Yeah, but I mean,
door works different. Door works different. You could work Christmas Eve, earn an absolute fucking fortune. Some of the pubs and clubs in Brighton were open Christmas Day, so again, absolute milk packet for us down here. Boxing
Yeah.
Day, again, double bubble. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Sort of like 5 of the biggest days down in Brighton as a security guard, because you're going to get paid handsomely. That next to Pride Week or Pride Weekend, I could work the Thursday and work through to the Monday doing 12-hour shifts on, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and pick up like 900 quid for 4 days work. You know what I mean? As a security guard over Pride.
He's asking you how many games do they show over Christmas?
It's normally 2 games on Netflix. That's what they announced it last year. They're going to do this every year, but it's like every year in America on Christmas Day, they literally have the tradition of the Christmas Day games, and it's not shit teams either. They'll probably pick the 4 best seeded teams at that given time over Christmas, or whoever gets the rights for it. They won't put like the fucking Jaguars on over Christmas, will they? Or the Jets. But yeah, I mean, the NFL game, they showed it last year and it was quite popular, so they're going to do it again.
See,
I hope they do it again. You can't get used to the NFL. Well, I'll take it from someone that got injured playing our sport to playing American football and actually getting to represent his country in a sport. All right, American football, but I got to play American football for the British Lions. So it's a great sport to let your fucking frustration and anger out if you've had a shit week.
But do you know what though? Right now it is on again this year because I know they've already said that there's going to be 2 games being played on Christmas Day. So that'll probably, if you're interested in that, Wayne, like you go for it, mate. You go for that. If that's what tickles your taste buds and you want to watch something, I won't be, but like whatever floats your boat, rocks your world, gets you going, I suppose. But I'm more of wanting to watch like my EastEnders, you know, and things like that. For me, that's what I class as entertainment. And then having the cats having, well, I would say a Christmas dinner, but last year they didn't. None of them enjoyed anything that I gave them, apart from the chicken. But
if you want something to watch on Netflix and Disney, you want to watch The Resident. Now that is a series to get your teeth into, not fucking EastEnders. Fucking hell. Everyone's mates and we go to the pub. What a show. Rather watch paint dry. Rather watch paint dry than watch EastEnders. If anyone forced me to sit there and watch EastEnders, I'd try and find 2 rusty spoons to bring my eyeballs out so I don't have to watch that crap.
Well, even if so, the best way to talk to you then is to tie you to a chair and fucking make you watch EastEnders.
I will find a way to break that chair and smash the TV. One of my exes about 8 years ago, before we'd go out and do anything, had to watch her EastEnders. Like I booked the dinner table I booked like, what was it? Fucking Valentine's Day evening meal at 8 o'clock, but she had to watch EastEnders before she fucking went out. No, this is the booking I could only get. You can miss fucking EastEnders one night. And I haven't missed one episode in 20 years. Will I start now? Because I don't have to hear you fucking talk about it before I go to sleep. Fuck off. Fuck it, I'll go back to watching Biker Grove. Biker Grove.
Do you know what though? Right? You know, we're playing this year, right? Christmas Day, the TV's not that good, but the build up to it is.
I won't be watching the King's speech this year after he knighted Sadiq Khan. Let's put it that way. Oh, my language. Sorry if anybody likes Sadiq Khan and the stabbings in London. There you go. You've got your mayor. Top bloke.
But no.
Right, let's keep politics out of my mouth because I'll sit here talking for ages what I think about politics and politicians alone. They're all lying bastards.
Yeah, this ain't a politics show, and I don't do politics on the show. No one does that. But no.
The only thing that got me this weekend that made me feel sick to my stomach was watching Keir Starmer put a wreath down for Remembrance Sunday. That guy should be nowhere near those war heroes. Fucking scumbag.
Do you know what?
Sellout prick.
Right. I find that Christmas, right? The bit like I've said, right, the build up to Christmas and it's TV. I love it. Absolutely love it. You cannot.
Well, when you got the repeats of Only Fools and Horses on the Christmas episode, yeah, I don't mind a bit of that. I mean, when I was growing up with my sister, we had this tradition of always sneaking downstairs like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, getting the Quality Streets out of the cupboard and sitting there watching Christmas cartoons all morning till mum and dad woke up. Isn't it? It's always used to get me every year. It's like, oh, thanks, mum and dad. Dad not knowing what the fuck's been brought, and mum sitting there with a smile on her face, like, I've spoiled this kid's rotten, sort of thing. Yeah, it's always mum that knew what was there, and dad was like, yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah, you're like, you don't know shit. Those were fun days, man, growing up.
But
oh yeah, just like his mate, two-tier Kier.
Really?
Couldn't.
Really?
Oh, we've made it a politics show now, Wayne. So, what do we think about the Green Party now? The Green Party is very popular down here in Brighton. Let's put bike lanes.
There we go. Might stop in 5 minutes.
You can mute me back and I'll mute myself, brother. You haven't got all the power that you think.
Christmas Eve hasn't been good for years.
Do you want to know what I want to see?
Film 4.
You know what I really miss? You know what I really miss? Crinkly Bottom. Crinkly Bottom and Mr. Blobby.
Oh, for God's sake. Now you're making me feel like I'm fucking
blobby. Cultural icons. Mr. Blobby, Timmy Mallet. There you go. Done.
Well, I was going to say someone else. I was going to say another two. I was going to say another two, but then
the Chuckle Brothers.
Oh no, I wasn't thinking of them either. I was thinking of.
Well, it's not Chuckle Brothers anymore. It's just Chuckle Brother because one of them's No,
I was gonna say, yeah, right. Someone called He Will Fix It For Me.
Ugh. Let's not talk about the NONCE words, please.
Nice try, man. What do you mean about nice try? I'm confused.
You tried muting. You tried to take away the voice of the voiceless.
I'm trying to. Don't you start with CM Punk?
Chick Magnet Punk. Oh man, wrestling isn't what it used to be. Hulk Hogan's still a racist, dead prick. Never liked Hulk Hogan. Thought he was the most overrated 4-move wrestler going. Or get beaten up. Oh, brother. Hulk up. Worst promos going. Sorry. Who are you saving dangling off a cliff? Macho Man. Oh, yeah. Randy Savage or Hulk Hogan off the edge of the cliff. I'm getting Macho Man because the guy had more charisma in his little finger than Hulk Hogan had in his whole body. Sorry.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you watched Raw last night.
Of course I did. Got to rewatch it because I kind of fell asleep. It's kind of how wrestling's getting right now, isn't it? Yeah, I saw the opening segment. We all know who the hidden wrestler is. It's Edge. Clearly Edge. And it's going to be the last match. It's going to be Cena Edge.
Hang on a sec. Whoa, someone knows too much about WWE. Wow. Are you sure you
WWF. I don't care about the World Wrestling Federation. Sorry, it'll always be World Wrestling Federation to me, just because some silly little wildlife said, we did it first.
Wayne, are you sure you don't watch WWE before going to sleep, mate?
Say his name and I still can't believe Joe Hendry's in his 40s.
Is he?
LA Knight is in his 40s.
Yeah, LA. I know that is. Yeah.
Oh,
So
man, I was like,
Big Match John.
5 Move John.
Big Match John.
5 Move John. Hogan was useless wrestling.
How does he? Hang on, I'm now getting a bit concerned about Mr. Bonner here. How does he know so much about WWE? These
You know what
days?
really pissed me off? So WrestleMania, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, the slam that could be heard around the world. Those guys did it in Japan before they came back to America. Made it out this big fucking thing.
I'm a bit
Hulk
worried
Hogan
when you
slammed
so much
Andre
about
the Giant. Yeah,
WWE
but he
these
did
days.
that in Japan. He did that in New
I'm a
Japan
little
back
bit-
in the day.
Oh wow! How does this guy Wayne?
I would
Seriously,
love
how
to
do you
see
know so much
Jericho
about
back.
WWE?
The two best wrestlers in the last 20 years for just voice work or mic work alone are literally The Rock and obviously Chris Jericho. Like one of my favorite segments is when the Rock and Jericho are on stage and they're ripping it out of like Stephanie, you know, or like one of the it goes, if anyone knows about being a slut, it's you. And then Chris will be like, yeah, look at you, being a slut, blah, blah, blah. Oh man.
Okay, so that's how you know. I thought you was doing one of those little sneaky things on the side and watching it every week, Wayne.
I watch it every week. It's like a religion for me. I'd rather watch that than watch. Well, I'd rather watch anything than EastEnders. I'd rather watch paint dry. But then I've been a wrestling fan all my life, so 86, 87. You know, I was only like 1 or 2 years old around that age bracket. You know, 86 I was 1, 87 I was 2.
No, do you know what? I actually thought that Wayne was actually doing a little side thing. Do you know what I mean? Where he was watching it every week or something. Oh God!
They need to give Randy Orton another run with the title before he retires. I still feel like that's a needed thing because he is one of the safest and best wrestlers to watch.
Well, AJ's leaving next year, isn't he?
Who is?
AJ.
Well, yeah. Give AJ a run with the title. Give Randy a run with the title. Well, AJ's retiring next year. How they've booked this John Cena retirement tour was absolutely atrocious, in my opinion. This whole "I'm leaving, you'll never see me again" thing. I think it's been kind of really. They should have done. They did the heel turn that didn't work when we should have had the heel turn 20 years ago. The thing is, they'll have a non-wrestling thing in their contracts when their contracts end. So it'll say for 90 days, Jericho can't wrestle anywhere. I think Edge is off with an injury, if I remember. Something to do with his neck. I think so. From what I've saw online, he's got a minor injury. We know about his injury problems. But like one of those two wrestlers to come back to, you know, wrestle John on his farewell. What about if I know Kurt Angle will never be able to wrestle again, nor will Triple H. So
it's gonna be Gunther. We all know that.
If it's Jericho or Edge to face Cena in his last ever match, I'm all for it.
It's not. It's gonna be Gunther.
I like Gunther, but when they say or stars that never have worked in this business or worked here before, you know it's going to be someone from AEW because what next is there outside of America? New Japan Wrestling or TNA? TNA haven't really got the stars there anymore like they used to. New Japan have got some really good wrestlers, but I mean, could you imagine a John Cena Kenny Omega match? Yeah, I'm bored with Cody. Cody bores the fuck out of me. I've got a suit. I'm nice. Fucking hell, man.
He kisses too many babies' heads. That's the problem.
They're gonna turn him heel soon. He'll drop the belt and he'll turn heel. That's when the heel That's when heel Cody will come once he loses the belt. I'm calling it now. He'll change when he drops or loses the belt to someone.
You think so?
Well, they're going to be slowly burning Braun, aren't they? Because literally, his dad's and his genetics, the kid is literally built to wrestle. Sorry, when your dad is Scott Steiner, it just says a lot, doesn't it? It just says a lot when your dad's Scott Steiner.
I get this is just Wayne's opinion, right? And look, I respect his opinion on it, yeah. But I don't think I'm nowhere near fed up with Mr.
They're going to turn Jay Hill as well. They need more heat. They need more heels. I mean, I really want to see Kevin Owens back. I really want Kevin Owens to get over his injury now and come back. I miss his ring work. I miss his promos. Everything I love about Kevin Owens, or Mr. Steen as his real name is, Kevin Steen.
See, I'm not too bothered about good old Jay, but like when it comes down to it, though, I just
you know what they could have done something else with the title as well, because obviously Seth's out injured with a shoulder injury. They could have literally had Finn Balor come down and be like, no, you know what it feels like to have a shoulder injury, give up your belt, blah blah blah, and create a storyline for when he comes back, and then have them two fight out.
See, I agree with that. I wouldn't mind seeing Alistair Black.
Yeah, the guy is so talented and underused. I mean, they brought back Andrade for all that time, didn't they? And didn't really use him properly. That's the reason he had his contract terminated, because he wasn't turning up to meetings because they were writing his character wrong. But when they brought him back, they said they were going to give him a mega push, and then stuck him in a pointless tag team. Andrade is one of the top best free talents out there. He is a very good wrestler, very technical.
Hang on, I think Brian might have sent people over to us, because we've just jumped up from 2 to 5. Big up everyone that's coming.
Hello, the other 3. But yeah, I mean, wrestling could. I mean, some of the writers may need to look at themselves in the mirror. I could write a better storyline in 5 minutes, but then that's just coming because I'm a very creative person. I can write. I've had poems published when I was younger, so yeah, I mean, I could write a better storyline for any of these wrestlers compared to what they do in the room. But then they all sit around in creative going, what about if we do it this way and that way and this way and that way? And I'm like, yeah, I could write a better story.
I don't like Orton as a heel. I like him as a baby. But maybe that's
heel Orton's always been better. Heel Orton has always been better because it was like just a better. Sorry, I just got
Owens as a babyface. I can't see that happening. I can't see Owens being given a babyface one because he doesn't do enough like that personally. Wayne, I don't think he does enough personally.
Yeah, they've wasted some very good talent over the years. There has been times when I've sat there like, this guy needs a push and he'll sort his career out and he'll bring WWE money. Then they don't do it. And then they get released, end up at AEW making money and bringing in bank for AEW. It's like exactly what I said about a few of the wrestlers that have gone over to AEW, and I've called it right. So I'm in a group chat with a few other people about wrestling. So most of my interesting takes on wrestling seem to get, proven right. Of quite a lot of them, like the heel turn's going to happen tonight with Cena. I knew the heel turn was going to happen at Mania with Cena because the whole Cody refusing him and blah blah blah. You knew Cena was going to turn because the whole heel turn thing was being joked around with for ages, but they never pulled it on that because Cena to kids was their hero. But we grew up in an era of wrestling where Cena actually had better promos and better matches as the Doctor of Thugonomics. So, yeah. But then PG came in, and that's when Cena started selling better merch. So are the company really going to miss out on making money from merch from Cena being heel? Not really, because fans still like it, but he sells more as a face. Yes, Owens is a superior heel. He is. His promos, ring work alone says heel, doesn't it? He doesn't fit the typical mold of a wrestler that Vince McMahon like, because Vince McMahon likes all these chiseled fucking Greek sculptures of men, doesn't he? But Owens is more.
We can't use that name because remember what he did.
What, Vince McMahon? Take away all the shit that Vince has done, and look at what he's done collectively as a whole for wrestling.
Yeah.
He revolutionized the whole wrestling idea, Vince McMahon. You can sit there and go, "Oh, I can't say that name." What do you want me to say? At the end of the day, the guy took wrestling by the balls, got aggressive with the expansion of his brand, took over territories, handpicked the best talent from those territories, and made the WWF. If it wasn't for McMahon, we wouldn't have wrestling what it is today. Simple. Take away all the... Sorry. Any person wanting to get up that ladder in WWE slept with someone, mate. For how long did we have Sasha Banks shoved down our faces? She must have been sleeping with someone high up in creative to get what she got. Off the mic, Seth Rollins is a technically gifted wrestler, but his promos are all the same. Yeah, I get the promo work. Seth, blah, 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 Monday Night's Messiah, I'm this, I'm that.
He's going to be coming back as a face now, though, you can tell. He's going to come back as a face after what the vision
they had to write him out due to his injury. You can't have an injured champion. Like, they've got the clause in WWE, haven't they? If their top star that holds the belt is injured for too long, they take the belt off and then give it to another person. So when like Cody's only had like little niggles here and there, that's why they haven't let him drop the belt, because he's come back. Whereas Seth's is a proper reconstruction on that shoulder. Because if you see in that match that he had, if you see in that match at Night of Champions, how he went down on his arm from that dive across the ring.
I thought it was his leg. I thought it was his leg, not his shoulder.
It was his arm. You know when he did that dive from the turnbuckle and he landed on his arm went in like that. And then you saw him in the whole match like, favouring his arm, like, oh, fuck, what have I done here kind of thing. They could have just done this in the match to stop it. But Seth said to the referee, you can see it on the mat, his videos, and do not throw the X up. I'm completing this match. Even if I've dropped the belt. Or, and stuff like that. I don't
watch AEW much, but from what I've heard,
giving her all these belts and saying that she's better than that Mexican luchador. I can't remember his name now. It's going to bother me. But I used to watch that. Was it Ultimo Dragon? Yeah, Ultimo Dragon that had 12 belts at one time. Just giving belts to Mercedes is so fucking boring. And what's her claim to fame? My cousin Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, but
how is Snoop Dogg in like a Hall of Fame for wrestling? Donald Trump's in the Hall of Fame for wrestling. I thought you had to be a wrestler to be getting in the Hall of Fame. Putting Stephanie McMahon in the Hall of Fame when she's never wrestled.
She did against Ronda.
So one match. Fuck. Talking about a career that spans decades. Yeah, no, but that could be because they're classed as independent contractors, so the company doesn't have to pay out for medical bills or anything like that. All the money comes out of the wrestler's pocket when they get injured. Their insurance, they pay for it. The guys on a contract to get paid, but because they're independent contractors, they don't get the benefits of health insurance and stuff like that in America. So they're like every wrestler you see is an independent contractor. Then it's if you get injured, you've got to pay for our medical bills. So if a mid card gets injured, it's going to hurt his bottom line more because he's not getting paid as much as the top stars. Or for that fact, for when a female wrestler gets injured, there isn't as many injuries for women because they are like a lot more flexible, and when Seth blew his knee out a few years ago, when the double ACL.
You're a big Roman Reigns fan, are you, Gold? Big up to you for coming in as well. Big up, mate.
Roman Reigns, I love him. And I loved him from the time he come into the WWE as well. There were so many fans out there. He's boring. He does nothing. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Reigns, to be honest.
I am not going to count Stephanie as a wrestler. She come in and slapped a few chicks. There are so many more deserving women wrestlers out there that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And she's only in there because of her name. All right, if you're going to do that with Stephanie, put Shane in. He did so much more for wrestling than what his sister did, throwing himself off the top of pylons, off the top of the Hell in a Cell cage against Undertaker, putting his body on the line to try and get his daddy's appreciation. Oh, okay. Right, I'm a straight guy, but I'm a straight guy, but he is a very good-looking bloke. That fucking Roman Reigns. He's a chiseled. He's one of those wrestlers that Vince likes, the chiseled Greek body look. You know, the guy is a very good bloke. I'm not a great player. Most of the wrestlers in wrestling, apart from a few, they're all very good-looking men and women. I can't pick out many of the blokes that don't look like they've got a good life going for them because they're all good-looking blokes, you know. And so it goes for the women as well. Most of the women in wrestling are absolutely stunning.
But do you know what though? I'm actually kind of happy that we got a female actually in here because this is actually, funny enough, the first female that's actually come in here.
Right, Triple H, yes. Shawn Michaels, no. I can't stand Shawn Michaels. I can't stand Shawn Michaels because of the Clique and what they did to other wrestlers to get them out of the company. Shawn Michaels and the Montreal Screwjob comes to mind. You've got obviously all the backstage politicking. There are videos on wrestlers that hate Shawn Michaels even to this day. Come on, it took Bret Hart nearly 2 decades to get over what him and Vince did. I mean, there's a video out there about wrestlers that hate Shawn Michaels. Look at Owen Hart, all because he shared his brother's name. Was pushed down the card, not really given a chance to shine because of Shawn Michaels. Davey Boy Smith, British Bulldog, lost. He wasn't meant to lose the European or Intercontinental Championship in his homeland, but Shawn went out of his way to say, "I'm winning this belt," blah blah blah. And then after the match, said some pretty awful things towards Dave, that rest his soul, Davey Boy Smith's wife. I know he was trying to get heel, but backstage, Bulldog slapped his face up, basically. Undertaker hates his guts but likes working in the ring with him. So it says a lot when Undertaker, you know, the Vince's right-hand man, hates a guy that oversells. Like, even Hulk Hogan hated Shawn Michaels. Look at the WrestleMania match where he oversold a punch and everything just because he didn't want to work with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
Eddie, man.
I'm actually trying to keep up with the chat here at the moment. It's like, I've never had to go like this. Like, this is crazy. I've never had to keep going back up to see old messages and then like, and then
wait,
I'm missing
it should give you a reason, give you a clue to who I am. Who are you then, Gold Digger?
What?
You go up a few messages, like go up. A few messages. Keep going.
Yeah, I saw.
She says about she loves Roman Reigns, but it should give a message to who she is.
No, I can't work out who it is.
Gazan Giga. Oh, we talk about the old We've had a lot of Argentinian players. I reckon. Is that you, Mia? Gold Digger. I wonder. Nah.
Do you know?
We'll get back to if we want to steer away from football and go to wrestling. We can talk about anything. I mean, should be doing this on the channel with Philly, but you know. Hey,
Mia, did you want to come on, love? I don't mind sending you the link out, love, if you want to come on.
Love, you're love. Fucking hell, Detective Daz over here. Oh, my head.
I don't mind getting Mia on. It's a birthday stream. Here you go, Mia.
Gazan Giga. Just putting the Gazan Giga Romero thing on, that makes most women, you know, feel. Wrestling.
Ooh.
I felt the Attitude Era saved wrestling in its own sense. The Monday Night Wars between
I'm surprised that
WCW.
I don't want to say too much to Mia at the moment, but obviously
Save it for your Tottenham stream tonight, I guess.
come on, Mia, if you want. Love. I know we don't always see eye to eye on football, but we don't have to talk about football. We can talk about a bit about WWE if you want.
Oh, with the whole DIY and a certain Johnny Gargano getting the title shot and not Ciampa. Can you see this is the end of DIY?
Hang on. Here we go. Hello, love. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
How old are you now? 105?
I feel it. I feel it, Mia. Trust me, I really do, love. I feel it being 105.
He's 35 and 105. I'm 40. What does that make me? 200.
Oh, yeah, I'm even older than that. I was 43 a couple of weeks ago, so.
Oh, I say 80s babies have got to stick together, right?
Yeah, man, 100%. 80s babies were the best.
Do you know what, Mia? It's funny because you're only the second person who actually wanted to come on and join. We had Mr. Daigle come on earlier, and he wanted to come on and wish me a happy birthday, and he couldn't stay for too long because he was on We Are Tottenham TV, but he came on for 5-10 minutes, so it's nice. It's nice to see other people.
Joe, what? It's mad. Like, Wayne straight away knows me so well. He's like, "You like Gazaniga as well?" I'm like, "Yeah, he knows who it is. He knows me way too well." Give me Roman Reigns, Gazaniga, and Romero. That's a triple threat that I'm willing to have for sure in a wrestling ring.
Hey, but
the inner workings of a lady's mind. What makes them dream, eh?
Listen, you've got the things that men say about women, and men, and I watch football. I like football, but obviously, if there's some eye candy as well, it's not really my fault, is it?
Cutie Romero or David Beckham? I'm sorry, I've got to ask this now. Cutie Romero or David Beckham?
Oh, that's so tough. I probably would say, oh no, I've loved David since he did the halfway goal, man, and I loved him then.
I'm a straight bloke, right? I would take Beckham.
Yeah, it have to be Bex, man. Like I said, I've loved him since he was young. I remember when he did the halfway goal, and I used to watch him. I used to watch a lot of Man United, and my brother used to accuse me of supporting them because I watched them just for David.
So my aunt accused me of supporting Brighton all because I played for the Brighton youth team. There's a picture of me in a Brighton shirt taking my youngest cousin at the age of 6 to a football match in a Brighton shirt.
Yeah, the thing is, when I used to watch, because I literally only watched for David, but my favourite era of David's when he shaved his hair off and he used to put his collar up. Oh, that era of David was good. That was a naughty era.
The whole thing that Alex Ferguson got pissed off of him for was shaving his hair off and dating Victoria. That's what caused
he hid it, didn't he? When he shaved his head, he wore a cap and he didn't show him. He had his hood up and that, and he hid it from him until he went on and he saw that he had his head shaved and he went nuts. He weren't happy at all.
All right, so you've done your dream. You've done your dream for who you'd like to be in a room with. So I'm going to pick Lisa from Steps because I've got a huge crush on her. Or a female wrestler. Oh, this is going to be a tough pick, but right now I really like Kairi Sane. There's something about her that is really attractive. Ooh. And as for an actress, has anyone seen The Resident here?
No.
The show on Disney or Netflix. There's the main nurse on there. She's called Nick. Tall, blonde, blue-eyed, attractive. There you go. There's my three. I don't know what I've got this big Kairi Sane right now as a hot-blooded male that I think's really attractive. Otherwise, I'd normally go the whole, give me Mammy, give me Rhea Ripley, you could give me Trish, or I don't know why. There's something about Kairi Sane that's really attractive. I don't know what it is.
So what, for me, if I was going to pick a woman, like I think Salma Hayek, she's flipping beautiful. She's curvy. She's got like a bit of that because she's where she's from. Like she's got that kind of like a bit sassiness as well. Like I think women, for me, if I was going to be that way
Oh,
inclined, which
sorry,
I'm not.
I left out Stephanie Vakir. Oh,
I would pick
Stephanie
somebody
Vakir.
who I do think somebody who's like a bit curvy, like Latino type. I suppose what the kind of male version of obviously the female version of the men that I like a bit something about them. I think they're beauty. Like Salma Hayek, such natural beauty, no makeup, and she still looks stunning. I think they're the
Do you know
prettiest
what?
women, the ones that are no makeup can look really
Latinas.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I know
You
a
made this
Latina lady.
really
She's
interesting.
quite attractive. Liv Morgan or Alexa Bliss. Oh,
Oh,
I'm going with Alexa. I don't know why. I think it's that I'm heavily into goth women as well, and she's a goth woman with her personality. Also, out of wrestling, she's a massive metalhead. Liv Morgan. Yeah, it's going for Alexa for me.
Do you know what? This is difficult because if I had to choose a fatal four-way, and then I'd have to choose between Liv or Alexa. That's difficult. I'd have to take both for your question
Wayne,
there.
to anybody here, if you've got Netflix or Disney, I am going to suggest this now. Watch The Resident. It's probably one of the best medical shows I've watched next to Scrubs.
And if I had to choose three, Chloe Kelly, definitely I'd have to choose Chloe Kelly.
If you watch this program, The Resident, you'll understand why the main nurse in The Resident, the girl that plays Nick, she is, oh my God, she is cracking. And she's tall. I'm 6'6". She's tall as well. I was like, yeah, okay.
See,
I don't think blondes are that pretty though. Even as a woman, I don't find many blonde women that I think, oh yeah, you're attractive. I think dark hair, like I say,
dark hair is great. A natural blonde, yes. A peroxide dyed, no, because you're killing your hair off. So, I mean, I've always been for dark-haired ladies as well. I do. I'm French Arabic myself, so with me it's always dark hair for some reason. But the one blonde lass that I always had an attraction to when I was at school, you know, she now dyes her hair dark, and I saw her in town about 4 months ago. Why did you dye your hair for? Because I got fed up all the attraction I got when I was a teenager, having blonde hair. I was like, I can understand that now.
All right, so I wanted to ask Mia something here. So, like, this is going to be interesting because I know we've already, me and you have already covered this and with everything, but now this is where I think this is going to turn the attitude right upside down from me and Mia, and we might actually have a debate on this probably right about now. So Mia, when it comes down to it, right, this weekend just gone, what did you think of Mickey's challenge? Do you think it was the best thing you've seen, or would you still say that Romero could do better for starters? But then, what did you also think of Mickey's goal in midweek?
I thought his goal was fantastic, like to be able to do that, although like he didn't have as many players trying to get the ball off of him, but he is a centre back, so of course, like for a centre back to be able to do that, and the way he actually hit for the goal was a really good finish as well. Again, for somebody who's not a natural striker, I think was really fantastic. His tackle was really well timed. Like, I don't think that Romero is any worse or any better, because I've seen Romero do those really well timed tackles as well, but he's definitely got that about him, Mickey. He's done that a few times. He's done like a fantastically timed, but this one was just as someone's about to score, man. So he literally saved us a goal. Like, he was superb to do that, but I'm guessing that you don't agree?
No, I actually agree, but I will disagree on you with something. I've never seen Kuti ever do anything like that. And this is probably why we're going to have a debate about this. And I don't mind having a debate on you on this here and now. I don't mind if that's where it's going to go.
No, I've
But
definitely seen Cutie do them, man. No, 100% he's done them. Like he's definitely a bit more aggressive in the tackle, but he's definitely done those really good challenges, man, where he's got back and he's done like a really well-timed challenge. I think that people get onto him too much because everyone just assumes he's always aggressive, he always gets sent off, which is not true. Actually, statistically, it's not true. He doesn't get sent off all the time and he isn't as aggressive as people think. But I think people have that in their head. So when he does do a really good tackle, I think that people don't really look at it like that because they think, oh, he's just aggressive, he's just clumsy. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's that, man. I think people, because of everyone's got this preconceived idea about Romero. I'm not just saying it because this is purely from a footballing perspective, like what I think of him.
See, I will say both of these guys are yin and yang, aren't they? They're both their yin to their yang. They both have the qualities the other one's missing. They both complement each other very well in defense, I think. And when either one of those two aren't in and they're with someone else, that's when I've noticed we seem to struggle when those two aren't partnered up with each other. So for us to really look solid, we're going to need a couple more centre backs and then move to that 3 at the back system that I've been saying for a while needs to happen at Spurs.
Well, the thing is, when we don't have Romero, our win percentage is a lot less when he's not in the team. So he does do he's definitely really effective in what he does. But Ryan asked me whether I think he's done those tackles, but I think he has done those tackles. But I just think, like I say, is that people don't take as much notice of Romero when he does those really well-timed tackles.
I'm going to say something on that, on the tackle itself. I'm going to say as a goalkeeper, Vicario was in completely the right space to make the save if a shot was going to come off. Sesko isn't exactly in a richest vein of form right now, is he? So he's lacking confidence. His body shape wasn't really lined up to want to take the shot, but Vicario would have been there and I believe would have made a save. One-on-ones go one away. Either the ball's in the net or the keeper makes a fantastic save. But like Van der Van's second tackle, either side of that ball gets it wrong, it's a sending off and a penalty. So it's a world-class, well-timed challenge. But both of them bring something that the other is missing. Van der Ven brings the pace and the tracking back. Romero brings the old Roy Keane destroyer kind of break up the play, pick up a card, or break up the play and give away a free kick to get your blokes back, you know? So they both bring something the other's missing. So it's a very well-balanced midfield defence for them two there.
Yeah, but what I was saying to Mia was I've never seen Romero do a challenge exactly how it's been done, and with Mickey. That's what that was my point, is what I was getting at there.
Do you want to know what I think with Romero? I feel like he's got that old mentality centre back thing in him, like Maldini has. If I have to make a challenge, then I've done my job wrong. That's Romero's strength. He will hold up the player. He will do a deliberate foul as long as there's other players around him to stop the play. He's the old-fashioned centre back. I'm because of my head and coming out of the hospital. I'm kind of. He reminds me of a Maldini. You know, the old ways, I'm going to drag your shirt. I might pick up a book and I might not. I'm going to see you out to the edge of the box. So I don't have to make that challenge, but if I do, I will make that challenge. I will stick up with Mira on that one. I have seen Romero make some very good tackles. But like she said, it's because Romero doesn't get all the plaudits like Van der Ven does because he has to make a 50-yard sprint to make the challenge or he's tracking back. It's because of his pace and agility that Van der Ven gets these ones picked up on. Whereas Romero, like I said, he is your smash and grab kind of defender. He will put a challenge in if needed, but he will drag someone down to pick up a card.
See, the only thing I don't agree with you on this, Wayne, I don't think it's a perfect partnership compared to when you look at Jan and Toby. I think there still needs to be improvements. Now, Mia might probably disagree with me on this, and she can disagree with me because it's freedom of speech and everything. She can disagree with me as much as she likes, but I think it could still be needs to be a bit more watertight, in my personal opinion.
I mean, I think that Jan and Toby were superb. Like, I don't think they're quite to that level, even me. But I think that Toby could ping a ball, and actually, Romero's very good. He's really good with the ball at his feet, and he's a very good passer of the ball, a very accurate passer of the ball. He does some fantastic passes when you see him, especially those long ones across. Like, he does do those.
Yeah.
So he is actually very good at that, exactly like what Toby was. And but I do think, yeah, they're not probably quite as good, but I would say they're the closest pairing that we've had in a long while that's close to them being as good.
Well, you got to look at it as well. They're a completely different stage of the Premier League.
Yeah.
You had the early 2000s where we had He Who Shall Not Be Mentioned. Okay. My dad's favourite player and doesn't like football, Sol Campbell and Ledley King. We went, yeah, I know. My dad doesn't like football but loves Sol Campbell for some reason. And me being a Tottenham fan, I have to shake my head at him and say why. But then I can take my Tottenham cap off and see why Sol Campbell and why my dad likes him. For England, he was solid.
I can never take my Tottenham cap off. He can go fuck himself, and then twice on a Sunday, dickhead.
But then I can say that as well, being a Tottenham fan, go fuck yourself, Sol. But at the same time, I can sit here and take that Tottenham cap off, put the football cap on, and go, right, subjectively as a defender, what did he offer? Strength, a good tackle, track back. The fact that he started life off as a striker and it took another manager to say, I don't see you as a striker, son. What about trying defence? He understand the mindset of a striker, so he knew where to put his foot. That's what made Sol elite in the early days of the Premier League, you know. Then you've got, obviously, King was partnered with other defenders. I mean, I think the best I saw King play after Sol left was with Awesome Dawson. I'm going to say Awesome Dawson. I love Michael Dawson. Jonathan Woodgate, loved him. But then we had the Jonathan Woodgate of, is he injured? Is he not? Centre back partnerships going up to obviously Coutinho and Romero, Van de Ven. Oh, sorry, not Van de Ven. Toby was the better out of those two. He had everything that the centre back needed: height, strength, pace, could put in a challenge. We had one of the best defences for at least 3 seasons with the 2 Belgian boys at the back. You know, what an understanding to have you both play at the same club and play for your country. I mean, what an understanding those two had. And then you moved on. Obviously, from them, we went downhill with some really poor centre-back choices until, obviously, we got Kuti and then Van de Ven.
Yeah, no, I think that now it's definitely an improvement. And like I say, I don't think they're quite on that level of Toby and Jan, but I do think that they're very good. And like you say, because they've got different attributes, they work really well together. Like you said, the yin and the yang, I think it really works, both of them. Although I do really like Kevin Danso. I do like Kevin Danso. I think his positioning is very good, and I do really like him, and I do think he's a good player, but he's definitely not on Romero's level. So, of course, like having Romero and Van de Ven there is what you want.
Yeah, definitely. I'll agree with you on that one, Mia. I mean, there are not that many partnerships at centre-back in the league. I mean, them down the road, they've got Saliba and whoever. They're a very good centre-back partnership. You've obviously got, now that Nottingham Forest have finally got rid of their worst manager, you've got not Vuskovic, I can't remember, is it Villiaskelly or whatever his name is, begins with V, that we should have got when he was playing in Italy at Forest. I mean, there's a lot of players I feel like would be great backups to what we have, as long as we can put our hands in our pockets and go, right, we'll buy this player in January or wait till summer. There is a lot of stuff we need to clear out still. We still got skeletons from old managers past. We're still holding on to players like Ben Davis, and the only reason why he's here is to meet the quota for the European Cup. The only reason why Austin's still in our books is to meet the quota of homegrown players for the league and for Europe. Otherwise, he's never going to get on.
Yeah, I do think like we definitely need to like get somebody as a backup to Mickey, a left footer, because I think that's really important. And I think we need a backup to Udogie because I think Spence is better on the right, and then he can rotate with Porro and get someone as good as Udogie because I think Udogie going forward that side is so much better than Spence because Spence is better defensively, but when it comes to going forward on your left foot, Udogie does a lot more when it comes to the attacking. So I think them places are where we're short.
You're asking a right-footed player to play on the left.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
You're asking Porro, who I see as a right winger, not a right wing back, to play right back, right wing. If it was me, I would be putting Kudus behind whoever we get as a striker, Porro out on as a right winger, and I know some people are going to hate me for this, but I put Xavi out on the left. So it's better than what we've got. Odobert, well, he's done the square root of nothing and taken on a couple of players, and everybody thinks he's great. Johnson, I can't stand. Very limited player and offers nothing unless he taps it in. Again, it's like when he's on the pitch, it's like playing with 9 players because the goalkeeper, you could technically say the goalkeeper's a passenger, but without your goalkeeper, goals go in all the time. But with Johnson, I just can't stand it. Like he gets the ball and he looks too scared to take on a player. He'd rather pass it off and bin it off to somebody else and let them take the blame. That's just my opinion on Johnson. I think the only reason how he got into football is because of his dad's name.
See,
I mean,
go on, Mia. No, go on.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously I'm not as harsh on Johnson maybe as some, but I do get where you're coming from, and I don't think that any player gets into the Premier League just by name. I think that you have to be decent enough because I don't think that's how it works. The Premier League is pretty like harsh, and I'm sure there's plenty of players that went in with their name of a parent. All right. Haven't.
Archie Gray and his family dynasty, his dad and his granddad, fantastic footballers. Archie Gray, very limited at the moment because he's not really getting the time.
Well, yeah, he's not
the way he needs to be. His younger brother is better than him and still at Leeds. So
can I just throw a grenade out there? And I know this is going to be a grenade that Mia will probably definitely throw back at me in a minute, right? But I think Mia knows where I'm going with this already. And I just want to throw a grenade out because it's my birthday and I'm wanting to cause a bit of a disagreement here. So I'm going to do this. So don't hate me just because it's my birthday. But I don't think Ange was ever a good manager.
Oh, hey. Well. And I'm gonna disagree because what do you class? Okay, let me ask you, Ryan, what your I can't think your subjective like parameters are for a good manager, because it's subjective, obviously, because that's only your opinion. It's not objective, it's not facts, it's your opinion of what you believe a good manager is. So what are what's your criteria?
Winning a trophy doesn't make you a good manager. You need
hold
to
on,
be
that's not why hold up. That's not why I asked. I asked what are your criteria for a good manager, not what makes a bad manager. What is your criteria for a good manager? Because everybody's going to be different. Everybody is subjective. That's why I said it's a subjective thing.
Yeah. Okay,
when I've heard people trying to link this guy to being the same as Sir Alex Ferguson is laughable. I'm sorry.
Hang on.
Putting him saying he's better than Jose Mourinho is laughable.
Can I first of all, can I answer Mia's question just so that, and then I'll bring Dermo in for this. Hello, big up Dermo, by the way. How are you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm all right. Look, just thought pop on a few minutes. Wish you happy birthday. Hope you're having a good day. Saw Mia is on here. I thought I'd come on and back up my back up someone. Big up to you, man. I've forgotten your name. I'm dreadful. My memory's gone completely. Corey. Yeah, sorry. My memory's gone completely. I'm getting old. So this is what getting old feels like. Wait, Ryan, you're still young. You're only 35. All right, you've got your whole life ahead of you, mate. So you're not old. But yeah, I thought I'd hop on for a few minutes and wish you a happy birthday, bud.
No, that's fine. So my criteria for a good manager is finishing high up in the league and winning trophies, Mia. That's my criteria. And Ange didn't do
right.
both.
So, okay, let me ask you this. What manager of recent times have actually done both then? So any managers that done both? None. So what I'm trying to say to you is none of our managers have then been good.
Pep, Klopp,
I
Guardiola.
can tell you
No,
what,
of our managers. No, of our managers. Out of
No,
Tottenham, we're talking about Spurs. Out of Spurs' managers, which have done that, have Jose did that? No. Did Conte do that? No. Did Poch get up in the league? Yes, but did he win us anything? No. So what I'm trying to say to you, you can't judge a manager on those two things, because then that means none of our managers were good, right? Which is not true.
Keith Birkinshaw was good.
That's okay. We're talking about more recent times, Derm.
Well,
I'm talking about.
You're looking at, now, hang on a minute. If you're talking about Spurs managers that have done well, the only manager you can go back to that has done both is Keith Birkinshaw. No
well, that's
manager since then.
Exactly. So my point being is that you can't say that then after that all of our managers were back. I loved Harry Redknapp, man. Harry Redknapp's one of my favourites. Poch, he did very well for us. So
what I'm us in the season that we started so badly.
What I'm trying to say is that if you've got that criterion, then Ryan, then that means none of our previous managers have been any good. Only if Birkinshaw was the last one. So that's a very narrow criteria to have, is what I'm trying to say to you.
My criteria for a top manager, Ryan, take trophies off the table, because being a manager in Scotland and being Celtic manager is a fucking cakewalk. You need to be.
Excuse me, Corey. I look. Can I just say, I'm a massive Celtic fan as well as a Spurs fan. Yes, in Scotland, you have to beat Rangers to probably win the league. I guarantee that, and it probably is a bit easier to win trophies. But as a manager, your job is to beat what's in front of you. I hate this narrative. Everyone slags off Scotland. Everyone slagged off Ange. Ange won us our biggest trophy since 1984. You don't have to like the man because of where he finished in the league. You don't have to appreciate what he done for us. But he gave us something every other manager couldn't. Jose couldn't. Pochettino couldn't. Jose couldn't. Conte couldn't. Look. He won us our second biggest trophy.
I love you, brother, but we got to look at the European Cup run. We couldn't beat a Rangers team, couldn't beat a Roma team that by that time were on their third manager, and we lost to a little team in Turkey called Galatasaray.
But didn't hold on a minute? Didn't PSG have to play in the playoffs? Then they end up winning it. It doesn't matter about your run, how you get there. It's about whether you're able to win it. That's not the point, because otherwise PSG, you could say, well, they had to play in the playoffs. They weren't that good, so they didn't even win enough of their games to qualify. Is that what we're saying now? Come on, man, that's ridiculous.
We've been so starved of success. We've been so starved of success since 2008. Like, we haven't won an FA Cup since I was a teenager. Mir remembers that. You two probably don't remember that.
No,
I'm 40. I remember it. I was 6 years old. My granddad took me to that match. I understand football very well from that age.
Yeah,
I was a football maniac by the time I was 8. So,
but you can't just because Ange didn't do as well in the league, and your hatred for Ange is down to you if you like him or not. I respect Ange for winning us a trophy, but I've seen what he did up in Celtic, so I'm sort of not colorblind, but I'm more or less sort of respect for what he did for us, because when he came into Celtic, we were a mess, and he turned us around, won us a double in our first season, won us a treble in our second season. Now, has it been better since he left?
Celtic. It's easy being Celtic and cherry picking good players from obscure leagues and making that.
We haven't got great players though.
Yeah, no, but you always seem to
we haven't got great players. We pick players from the Japanese league or any other league. One thing with him, and as Mia keeps saying, he won us a trophy, and we seem to be forgetting that, and we're using that as he won us a trophy, but it doesn't matter because it's Ange Postecoglou.
All right, take away that cup win. How angry were you with the season as a whole? We lost 26 games, 22 in the league, couldn't eke out a draw, sat 13 points above the next team below us. All Leicester needed to do was find 5 wins in that whole time. We couldn't find something in 22. We could have gone down if Leicester.
But we didn't. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas. If I was born with balls, I would have been a boy. Come on, man. What are we doing? Shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. We could do shoulda, coulda, wouldas. We could have done shoulda, coulda, wouldas all this time. Yeah. If we took one penalty after in 2009, we would have won. We would have won against Man United. So we didn't win on a penalty. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Like, come on. We can't do shoulda, coulda, wouldas all the time. It's ridiculous.
I think we have to move on from the Ange thing because it's all about Thomas Frank. We're European champions. We've won a European trophy, the second biggest European trophy in Europe, apart from the Champions League. It doesn't matter how you get there. I mean, in 1990,
Dermo, it is the biggest because before FIFA liquidated and made it a newer trophy, the Champions League wasn't a thing. It used to be just the Europa Cup.
It was the UEFA Cup. But
the UEFA Cup. That was the original European trophy, wasn't it? So we have won that 3 times.
Yeah, we have won 71, 84, and that season. We've actually been in 4 finals. We lost the final in 74, 4-2, I think, away in Rotterdam. But if you look at Tottenham through the whole history, we've only won the league twice, 51 and 61. We won 8. I want to bring it back to 91, right? 1991, we won more FA Cups than anybody in the whole of the history of the FA Cup. We won 8 FA Cups above everyone. Arsenal have won more FA Cups than us now. And Mia's right in what she's saying. If you go back since Berkshire onwards, we finished 3rd in the league under Terry Venables. And the shit managers we had in the 90s, Christian Gross, Rode Ramos, who won us the trophy, by the way, and got sacked early the following season, Harry Redknapp, Pochettino. And I agree with Mia. Pochettino is a loser. And I didn't agree with Mia at the time. But I have to say, thinking back on it, Mia, you were spot on with that comment. And you were saying that for a long time, by the way. You can get to finals, but when you get there, it's about winning. Managers go down in history for winning stuff. And just the 3rd manager in our history to win the European trophy. Who goes before him? Bill Nicholson and Keith Burkinshaw. Nobody can take that away from him. You can't tell me that night in Bilbao, you were overjoyed that we won a trophy. That I know Ryan wasn't. Ryan was too busy throwing popcorn at his TV. But you can't tell me you weren't overjoyed that night and you forgot all of what happened in the league. And to your question, was I angry with the league? I got tired and I just wanted it over with. It was like after every game, I was waiting for an update from my sources I use. Is Ange getting sacked? No, he might do this and that. I'm more angry with our performances this season at home because they've been dreadful. They've been absolutely dreadful.
Back to Ange. Also stretches back to Ange. The guy's been in charge 3 months.
It does stretch back to Ange, but if you look, also, I wanted Thomas Frank in before Ange Postecoglou got the job. So I'm going back to, I really did because I thought he did a great job at Brentford. But if you look at the way he's not adapting, he's not changing it. We got lucky on Saturday because our substitutions worked. Manchester United didn't. If Van de Ven hadn't made that tackle against Sesko, I think we would have been 2-0 down. And I think that was the turning point in the game. But I think Thomas Frank, everyone's saying he's the Messiah. He's not. He doesn't have the players to do his system. And this is why I keep saying it, and I'll say it too. I'm saying it tonight on my show. I don't trust ENIC. ENIC is the same old.
I don't. We got rid of Levy, right? It's like Hydra. You can cut the head off of a Hydra. It still has how many heads? 7?
3. Is it 3?
Or 3, whatever it is.
Yeah,
we cut one head off. We still got Lewis and obviously ENIC there.
Well, see, Lewis has got nothing to do with it. It's down to Viv Lewis, Charlie, and Vinay. Now,
yeah, but the children still hold his name, so it's still the Lewises.
Yeah. And I know you've gone to say, I mean, me, you've gone to the games. You've been to the Spurs games this season. How bad has it been?
Yeah, it's pretty abysmal. I'm not going to lie. Like
compared to last season.
I mean, compared to last season, I would say people were fed up this season. People were fed up last season. I think that a lot of people expect us at home to do better, which I agree. Like we can't set up not to lose at home. We need to set up at home to win and make it a fortress. And we just haven't done that. But I think that even goes back before Ange. I think even the last season of Conte, we were the same. I think we've not had really that fortress feeling since we've been at the stadium, really. So I don't think it was one way.
See, so I want to ask you something. Sorry, Mia. Dermo, I want to ask you 2 questions then. And this is just literally about Mickey more than anything, right? And it's literally 2 things rolled into one here. So first of all, what did you think of the goal on Saturday? Not on Saturday, on against Copenhagen. I think I've heard you say it, but I can't remember if I have or haven't. So I'm just going to ask you again. And then and I know I haven't heard you say this, what did you think about his tackle on the weekend against United?
Well, firstly, can you hear any music in the background?
No.
Nope.
Okay, because I got my radio on and it's just playing Guns N' Roses. Welcome to which is I'm more of an AC/DC fan than a but it's not. Yeah, it is Bon Jovi. Sorry, my memory's gone completely crackers.
You're good.
The goal against Copenhagen, the greatest goal I think I've ever seen since Sonny's goal. I don't know if you would agree, Mia, because I think Mia was talking. So before I answer my question, Mia, do you want to finish off your point first? So sorry, I'm just trying to be polite. Mia, do you want to finish off your point?
Oh no, I've actually. It's fine. Don't worry. I've kind of forgotten what I was saying. Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay. Look, I don't know if you guys agree. I think it was better than Sonny's, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know what people. I think Sonny's was a brilliant goal as well, but I do. So it's not Welcome to the Jungle. It's hang on. It's Oasis. I think it's Oasis Morning Glory. Sorry. The intro, no, but the start's the same as Welcome to the Jungle. Oasis Morning Glory is the same as Welcome to the Jungle. If you listen to the start of both songs, they're the same. Sorry. I think it's Morning Glory.
All music comes down to the same 4 chords. So
yeah, what's the story? Morning Glory. I loved Oasis, by the way.
They were great, but the fact that they're Man City fans doesn't really.
Well, look, as a teenager growing up in the 90s, right, it was either them or Blur, and I quite like some of Blur's stuff as well. I like the Gorillaz afterwards.
The Gorillaz are great.
Look, but they're coming to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, actually. I really wouldn't mind going to watch them play, actually. They're very good.
About $2,000 for a ticket.
Yeah, well, it all goes into the transfer kitty, doesn't it? And we've got the Ben fight this weekend as well. I do believe it does go into the kitty. I do believe it does. Look, to get back to the point, yeah, for the tackle, I haven't seen a tackle like that in a long while, but that's what Mickey can do. That's what Mickey van de Ven can do. Give you that. I want to ask you all a question, actually, if I can. I'm going to start with Mia and work my way around. I'll leave the birthday ball to last because he should have the last word. Look, we've all, with the ownership and with the new manager we've got in charge now, how confident are you that we will achieve something that by the time that Thomas Frank leaves Tottenham? Mia?
Depending on what you think is achieving something, because when we were finishing up in the top 4 with Poch, I don't think that was achieving anything. So to me, it would mean it'd have to win something, and I don't think so. No, because I just don't think he's got that in him to win. I've never seen him. He's never been in a situation where he's had to win an actual prize. So I just don't know if he's got that in him.
Oh.
All right.
Winning nothing, winning your team promotion, working on a shoestring budget. It's like everything that this ownership
but a promotion, he didn't actually win. He didn't win the playoffs, did he? He didn't win the actual thing. He had to go into the playoffs. He didn't actually go. He didn't get automatically promoted.
You still have to play the playoffs in that grueling championship to get promoted.
It's not like that.
Coming up. They still lift the trophy.
That's not a big enough for me. That's not really a trophy to go. The people who go through because by merit, they're the ones who done because obviously they go through on merit because they finished top. He didn't finish top.
Yeah, but you have to look where Brentford were when Frank took over in the championship.
But I don't really. Joe, what I'm going to say, I don't really give a fuck about that because if you're not going to give a fuck about what Ange did in the past, then I can say, well, I don't give a fuck about what he did there and there and there. It's about what he does at Tottenham. And if he has never done it, but what I'm trying to say is that he's never. I'm not saying that, but if you're saying one thing for Ange and one thing for that doesn't make sense because if he's only won it in, he's won it in a place.
If he's won it in a players he's turned off and Brentford made a profit on.
Right. What I'm trying to say to
many.
you is that for me, my standard is he needs to win something. And he's never been in a situation where he's actually had to win a trophy. He's won promotion, but he's never won a trophy. He's never been in that situation because of the team he was with, and that's fine. Poch had the same. He didn't have that winner's mentality. We've had managers that have had that winning mentality and still haven't done it. But what I'm trying to say to you, I just don't think he has got that about him to do it yet. And I want him to prove me wrong because I want him to win us something. I want to win more than anybody. Trust me, I want to win trophies. But what I'm trying to say to you is that he ain't never been in a big club with that pressure to do it. And let's see if he's able to. But I just don't think he will, personally. And being in top 4 ain't good enough because it weren't good enough for me with Poch. So it shouldn't be good enough for anybody now. We need to win.
And we've won a trophy. Now we've got the taste of it. We should be now moving on and winning more stuff. And it's about backing the manager. It's about being united at the front. And us as a fan base, we're so divided. We over the smaller things, we just fall apart and start bickering amongst ourselves, where we're turning into a little bit of AFTV, a little bit. And it's ridiculous, like.
Well, success breeds success, but when you've got a manager coming down from a league that's ranked 45th in world football, I'm sorry that most managers that manage Celtic always win stuff. So
why do you keep
Brendan
going
Rodgers,
back to Celtic? This is about Thomas Frank and Tottenham.
That league,
this is not
but
about...
that league is so easy to win something, and then saying
hate
that
this
Frank
narrative.
hasn't won something.
Well, Frank never managed
3 months
Celtic,
into-
so I don't know why you keep bringing Celtic in. And Frank never managed Celtic. He managed a side in Denmark, and then he was assistant manager at Brentford, and then a manager. So I don't know why you keep, but you just said Celtic. I don't know why you keep bringing Celtic into this, Corey, because it's about Thomas Frank, it's about Tottenham Hotspur.
We picked a manager up from like Ange from a pretty piss poor league to put him in charge of.
I'm sorry, but did he win this? Did he win us a trophy? Yes, he did.
Luck
so I look, you may not like the guy, but he won us a trophy, and we should be grateful for him for that, for giving us, winning us that trophy.
Matter. League position does matter because of prize money and the prestige it brings for players coming in. Finishing 17th, we were so lucky. Yeah, so does going into the Champions League. That also brings in another quality of player, but at what cost? At the cost of nearly getting relegated, playing some of the most dreadful football I've seen in 2 seasons.
Yeah, we're not playing great football now.
I'll tell you what, the 200,000 people who went to that parade will tell you different, mate. Because exactly. Tell you what, everybody that was there, thousands of people, I was there on those streets celebrating with everyone, man. And all those people in that stadium that paid when I went to go and do the viewing at Tottenham Stadium, they will tell you different when they all went on the pitch because we were so fucking happy because we actually won something for the first time since my child was born. Because the year we won was the year I was pregnant with my son, my elder son, who's 17. So don't tell me that shit don't matter because that shit fucking does matter. It does matter. The whole point of football is to win something. The whole point is to win something. He won us something. So I don't understand. I can understand you don't want to like his football. You don't like him as a manager.
I'm too much of a football purist. A manager needs to be tactically aware all times of what's going on with his team, regardless of injuries, understanding, IDing good players, not mediocre players in a transfer market.
Let me ask you this then.
I'm not going to just put this on Ange. We have had managers that we're still holding on to skeletons of, like Ben Davis. The only reason why he's still knocking around is to meet the quota for the league and Champions League. It's the only reason why he's here. Brandon Austin. He's only here to meet the homegrown, grown-up club quota. Do you see him getting in past Kinksky? No. Do you see Kinksky really playing? No. So, again, we've gone down the line and keep kicking cans of these players that should have been gone years ago. We've got some very good young players coming up that aren't getting the credence and position to play. Like that young George, what's his name? George, Abbott. George Abbott. What a season he's having out on loan so far. We've got the youngster, what's his name? Lucas Barnard Williams Burnett. Again, another very good young prospect coming up. I want to see, I know he's only 16, 17, but when he's 18, 19, like Mikey Moore, give him a proper chance. Give him a chance to
Well,
learn
Mikey
from these.
Moore is getting a
problem-
chance in the shit league, apparently.
The problem
playing
you've
for-
got. Sorry, go on, damn it. Sorry, my bad.
No, you're saying about Scotland being the shit league, but Mikey Moore's gone up there. Is it because Rangers? Is it because Rangers are a better team? It's not a shit league just because it's Celtic. It makes no difference. He's still gone up there to get football experience. He's still gonna get the same experience as he would playing in the Championship. You know,
Yeah, but
I hate this
leagues aren't
narrative.
on the
That
same level.
I hate this
Leagues
narrative.
aren't
It's
on the
really
same
pissed
level.
me off. Yeah, it's really
Right, do
pissed
you
me
know
off
what?
that
Damo,
that
can I
everyone
just
can
have a
slag
talk
off.
on this? No, can I
just-
back you up on this a little bit, Dermo,
Yeah.
right? And I agree with that the Scottish League is a shit league, but where I am going to agree with you is, yeah, right, Mikey Moore needed to come somewhere in Europe, yeah, right, and he's done that. Fair play. He's wanted to go out and
Wish
get
he went
the
to
experience.
Celtic, but there you go.
No, I wouldn't.
He would have
I think-
actually
I think-
improved your team, to be honest with you. Going to Celtic
Right.
would have been a better choice for him.
Yeah, but can I finish? Sorry, Paul, can I finish? Right. But yes, the Scottish League is the shit league, but he's done what he's got to do to get that experience, and he's going to learn from that experience. It might not be the best league, and like I can agree with you on that, Corey, but I can also see it from Dermo's point of view when he
Thank
says
you.
that it needs to be. He needs the experience to actually get there, and to be honest, he's going to get that experience. I didn't want him out on loan personally. Like Dermo, you can agree. I think
Yeah.
I've said to you I didn't want him on loan,
Mm.
but this is what I'm still saying, Dermo. Right? This is why I can defend you, yeah, right, and say this, yeah, right. I still agree that it's a shit league, but he needs that experience, and if he's going to get that in a shit league, it will help him.
Well, it's not a
I
shit
didn't
league
want
this
Mikey
year.
Moore-
Hearts are well clear at the top, 7 points clear of Celtic. I think 9-10 points clear of Rangers. I know they drew at
Yeah.
the weekend against Dundee, but that league's turning out to be a good.
Can I
good
just ask who are Hearts owned by?
I ain't got a clue. Hearts are owned by. I don't know.
Tony Bloom, the Brighton
Oh.
owner. Tony Bloom
Oh,
owns.
there you go. You
a
should be happy
stake of
now that.
Hearts. So he
that-
knows what he's doing when it comes to player ID. They picked up players that no one's ever heard of, like from the Greek league, from other leagues, and these guys are coming. They're seasoned pros as well, so they know what they're doing. And one of them is like the top goal scorer in the league. He's like 30-31, taken from like the Georgian league or some obscure league out that way. Because Tony Bloom has the scouting network, not only just in Scotland now, he's also got part ownership of one of the teams in Belgium. The Belgium league now is ranked 10th, well, it's 7th or 8th in world football. Most
So
good
you're
young
going
players are
down
coming from
the-
the Belgium league.
So you're going down the route of third-party ownership then? What was that Crystal
Sometimes-
Palace then? Like Palace
Yeah, but
had.
sometimes these third-party acronyms or ownerships are pretty dodgy in some ways, but how do you expand nowadays a scouting network? It's not boots on the ground like it used to be. You know, you send like 10 scouts to Argentina back in the day, you know, or 10 scouts out to Africa or China or Japan. You know, the scouting isn't done that way anymore. It's all done through data analytics and people watching shitty compilated YouTube videos. Come on, we signed a player a few seasons ago that no one here liked in midfield, all off the back of a video, and he ate too many Burger Kings. So, Endon Burgers, as I used to call him. Like, we signed that guy off the back of a YouTube video with no real scouting, all because his data looked good. What happens using these two little orb things in your head and using this to understand what a football player will bring to your club? The guy, all he wanted to do was get paid and sit on the bench. It's like, it reminds me of Ben Suarez. The guy looked at it as a job. I don't want to be a football player. I want to be a model. Well,
Okay,
go be a
so-
model then. Let's go find a
Football
player
isn't
that's
what
good.
it used to be. Football wasn't like
Yeah,
it was
so
in the
Dermo,
80s.
what was your question again? Sorry, because I was going to answer it, but I didn't actually get a chance when everyone else.
I
was
think we
having
need to
a
hear
debate.
more from Mir. I like this side of Mir, feisty Mir. It's the Greek coming out of her, you see.
I mean, I've only
That's
ever had a
in
few
it,
combos with me. Like, we have like this back and forth all
No,
the
let
time,
me
didn't
have
we?
a
Back
say
in the day, but I
first.
learned to get on with
Cool.
Mia and like her. So
I think Mia
Cool,
needs to
let
have
me
a
have
say.
a say.
Go on, Mia.
Yeah, no, listen, I just will say how I feel with it. Like, I'm not somebody like I'd like to say I'm quite reasonable in what the way that I think. Like, I've always got a logic behind what I say. Like, I normally think about what I say and why I say it. So when I'm being posed a question, I sit and I think when you're asking it what I would say. Like, I don't say things just for the sake of saying them. And I'm not someone like I gave Ange a chance. I gave Pochettino a chance, and I'm always going to give Frank a chance. And I've never said Frank out once. I've never criticised and said like, "Oh, I want him out," and that's it. He's got like, never. No, man. Like, I ain't like that. I don't boo when I go to games. I'm not like that. I'm not that kind of person. I'm very like level when it comes to it, and I treat managers the same. So when I criticise Frank, I did criticise Ange as well, but I just think that when people are super disrespectful, saying about he only won because we won, man. No other manager could do that for all those years, and by hook or by crook, we bloody won it. And all those people, when I went to that parade, I tell you what, none of us gave an absolute shit where we were in the league. For that moment, we were all ecstatic that we won it. So I just don't like that disrespect. And if Frank wins us something, I'm going to be the same. I'm going to be ecstatic if he wins us something. Trust me, like, I'll be so bloody happy. Like, it ain't like that for me. I've got no agenda or no ill feeling towards any manager. Like, I don't really get that. I don't really have ill feelings towards players apart from the one that cannot be mentioned because he can go. I'm not gonna say anyway, but he can go somewhere where the sun don't shine.
Add filter here, bleep.
Yeah, like he can go to that. But that, apart from him, man, I don't really hold things against with players, with managers. I don't have that. Like, I don't get myself attached to like a person that much, or a feeling towards a person that much, because they come in, they manage our club, or they come in and they play for our club and then they don't. Do you know, like, I just feel like sometimes it's disrespectful. That I don't like the disrespect, man, because I would never disrespect. If Jose won us a trophy and he won it in the most boring way, I wouldn't give a damn. If we played rubbish the whole season, then Jose, I wouldn't care. If Conte did it, I wouldn't care. Like, I wouldn't have cared, man. It don't matter who it was. It's the fact Ange did win it for us. So, like, that's where I get a bit like a bee in my bonnet about it, when people talk so disrespectfully about him. And people have called him out. People have called him names that are disrespectful, taking the mick out of his name, calling him fat, calling him because he's Australian, etc. That's unnecessary. You don't know the guy. Why are you being personal with him? Like, you don't know him to be like that. He's a human, man, with family. Like, I don't like that sort of way. That's just not me. That's not the person I am.
Amir, I can kind of like admit that I've called him Ange Postecoglou, but then because he had no clue on any of the tactics, and I can sit here on my own channel and say that, Mia, right? I'm not going to say that.
You can say it on your own. You can say it on your own channel, but it don't mean I won't call you out for being unreasonable if I think you're being unreasonable about it.
What I'm saying, Mia, that's what I'm saying. So sorry, Domo. Sorry. Right, Mia, but I'm not saying that I haven't said that in the past, and I will always stick by that, and you can always call me out for that, and that's your right to do so. But what I don't like, right, is when I now, like I said on Dave's show last week, right, when I'm now acting like all these people that were acting on the like they were with Ange, right? Now, when I start doing that, I'm being told, "Oh no, you can't give him a free pass." But then most of these Ange fans were giving Ange a free pass in his first season.
That's the thing, Ryan.
Season, he got us fifth, man. He got us into the Europa. So I don't really think that's like we finished fifth. Like you're saying about he finished 17th, but he finished fifth in the first season. So yeah, we still criticised him. When we went out the cup, I criticised him for making too many changes, just like I did with Frank. I don't go back, man, on what I say. I'm very principled. If I believe it for one manager, I believe it for all managers, man.
And there's also this thing with Frank. I'm going off soon anyway, because I've got work to do. Even this season on the Frank Chelsea, I was absolutely furious with the Chelsea performance. But if that was Ange, there would have been a lot more out. And everyone's saying, "Oh, give him time. He hasn't got the squad." It was still a bad performance. I criticised him. I said it was awful. And another thing as well, if you're going to say these things about a manager, you have to respect, you have to expect the blowback from it. People are gonna blow back. Like it or not, that's what YouTube's like. That's what any fan channel's like. You know, you're entitled to your opinion. You're right to have an opinion, and everyone should have an opinion. Everyone's opinion should be respected. But you are going to face people that are going to throw stuff back at you, and it's part of life. It's part of human nature. So we can all criticize Ange Postecoglou. As Mia said, he won us a trophy. Mourinho couldn't do that. Conte couldn't do that. Pochettino couldn't even do that. He did. And I understand people's hostility towards him. Mia's right. 5th in the first season. Yes, the second season didn't go well. We had injuries, but we got 11, 12 players out now. So I think everyone that was blaming Ange Postecoglou for their injuries owe him an apology, because we've got the same amount of injuries out now than we did last season. No sign of Kulu coming back. No sign of Solanke coming back anytime soon. So instead of blaming the manager, who will get the blame because he's the manager, he's there front of, he faces the media, he does this, people need to start looking at the medical team, start looking at the infrastructure of the club. Why are these injuries keep happening? So, you know, I'm really disappointed we didn't get season 3, but he got the sack, and rightly so, because of his league performances, and that's what you judged on. Thomas Franks come in. I'm just one more point down. I'm going. Look, I think as a fan base, we're going to have to calm down a little bit and just realize where we are. We're not going to win the league. We might win the FA Cup. We're not going to win the Champions League. As much as I'm deluded as anyone, and we're going to win the quadruple, and you know. But if you look at the league as a whole, this league is very weird because we're playing shit, but we're 5th, 3 points behind second place. You know, the league is as tight as I've ever seen it. So, do you know what I mean? A win could put you up there, a defeat could put you back there. Results went for us this weekend. We could have been down as far as 11th. So let's just take stock, a bit like Mia, take stock, look back, look at where we are, look where we got to build, look where who we got to sell. But let's show Ange some respect. He won us a fucking trophy, man. Our best night we've had since 2008. And anyone that didn't celebrate that night, the question is, I don't know why. I understand you don't like the manager, but, you know, managers will come and go. Players will come and go. The only factor that makes Tottenham Hotspur Football Club what it is the fans. The fans will be there day in, day out. No fans, no football club. So, you know, let's support the club, not the manager.
Well, let's go back to the 90s. We nearly didn't have a club to support, so...
I was there, Corey. I remember it very well. More than... I remember it so well. Do you know?
Well, Damo, before you go... Oh, no, go on. Finish what you're going to say, and then I was going to ask you one last question, Damo, and then I'll let you go.
Look, I remember that day. I was a teenager that day where we nearly went bust. And the amount of heartache I went through nearly losing our football club. It's not my football club, it's our football club. And I hate people when they say it's my football club. You don't own it. It's our football club. And if it wasn't for Alan Sugar coming in, Alan Sugar gets a lot of shit. Alan Sugar saved our football club with Terry Venables.
I've got a lot of respect for Sugar for that. I know a lot of our fan base gave him so much stick for it, Dermo. But if it weren't for him, we could be supporting them lot down the road or Palace.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't even do that. But no,
even though I'm a Brightonian, you can't say the P word down there without someone looking at you.
But look, Alan Sugar saved our football club with Terry Venables, and Terry Venables for me will always be a legend of the football club too. Won us an FA Cup, saved us. I don't care about all this dodgy dealing. For me, he's a Tottenham legend. Played for the club, won an FA Cup in '67. Won as I think he's the only Tottenham manager to win the FA Cup as a player and a manager. Do you know? And
here he is.
And I think the shit we went through, Mia remember it as well with Christian Gross, Jerry Francis, the Aussie years. We still attracted big players. Jurgen Klinsmann, Popescu. Do you know how great young players coming through? Nicky Barmby. You know,
I love that rescue.
And David Howes and Steve Sedgley, Gary Mabbott. all legends of the football club, like, and I just feel that we as fans seem to forget our heritage and our history and where we come from and what we are. And it pisses me off because to win a trophy is a hard thing to do. We won a trophy. That will go down in the record books. 2025 Europa League winners, Tottenham Hotspur. Not Manchester United, not Chelsea, not Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur. We've won our third UEFA Cup. I've seen two of them. I was a kid. I was 7 in 1984, watching Graham Roberts put that equaliser in against Anderlecht, seeing them lift up the trophy. And I wasn't 14.
Born yet. I was 85.
And then
I was 2. I was a bubby.
And go all them years later, 40 odd years later, 41 years later, Sonny lifting up that trophy, following in the footsteps of Alan Mullery lifting the trophy in 72, Graham Roberts lifting that trophy in 84, Sonny lifting that trophy in 2025. Only 3 captains have done that. Dave Mackay lifting the Cup Winners' Cup in 63. Only 4 captains have lifted European trophies in our history. 3 managers have won the European trophies in our history. And slag him all you want, call him whatever you want. He's a Tottenham legend. He always will be a Spurs legend. And I know you raise your highs. He will be. On the record books, he won us a European trophy, the 3rd manager in our history to win us something as highly as not a Champions League, but a UEFA League. Pochettino had the chance to go into that record books, but didn't have the balls to pick the right team to beat Liverpool that night. He should have picked more instead of half-fit Harry Kane. And we were lucky to get to that final. So I know, Corey, you said earlier that we couldn't beat Rangers and we were lucky. We were lucky to get to the Champions League final. If it wasn't for VAR and Mora scoring a hat-trick in scoring the 3rd goal. So we were lucky to get to that final. But the thing is, what's the difference between Pochettino and Ange Postecoglou? Ange Postecoglou got us over the line. He won us that trophy. So
I'll add something to that. What's the difference? One had us playing attractive football that actually understood tactics
I don't care
whether he wants something or not. I would rather a manager have tactical nous, a nuance of football, and understand what he's doing.
Yeah, well, we did under Pochettino. What did we win? Nothing.
And also, do you know Klopp? He went completely against how he used to slagged us off for playing counter football, because that's all they did when they beat us. They didn't come and play football in that final. They were absolutely shocking in that final. And what did they do? They did that to bloody win it. That's what you do, man, to win it. You win it by whatever way, hook or by crook. That's what Klopp did. And then years later, he slagged us off.
I'm still saying that was never a penalty.
Oh, yeah, no, it wasn't a penalty. But my point is they didn't play football. They played absolutely shocking defensive football. Once they went 1-0 up, they didn't do anything, right? And then they scored their 2nd goal. But they didn't play football to win it. They did that the way they had to do it to win it. And that's what you do. And that's exactly what Poch didn't do and what Ange did do.
And look, look, I'm 50 in a couple of years' time. I've seen a lot of Tottenham over the years. I've seen a hell of a lot of Tottenham in the 80s. I know, Corey, you saw the 90s, but I saw that before that under Keith Birkinshaw, Peter Shreves.
I've seen a lot of the 80s, my friend. My granddad has a video collection, I kid you not, of
like
going to from 1980 to 1990.
Going to White Hart Lane in the 1980s, it was a magical experience as a youngster going there to White Hart Lane, all standing, no seating, all standing. By the way, back in them days,
being in the stadium actually had a soul.
And I just look at the way some fans just don't respect us winning the trophy because of a manager, and I think it's ridiculous.
I respect us winning it. Great, we have a trophy, but I don't respect the manager because of his lack of tactical understanding.
I just feel you should put that to one side and celebrate what we've won. And forget.
I celebrated what I won, but the thing that I loved about that final, my granddad this year just got over cancer, had an operation. He was in hospital when he rung me, and he was like, "My boy, we've done it. We've won something. I can finally share this celebration with you." I was like, "I'd like to come to the hospital, Grandad, but I can't, because I've got obviously had my son." And he goes, "Don't worry, kiddo, we've won something. If you go to the parade, please take pictures," which I did. I sent him all the pictures. I had some of the streamers asking me for pictures as well, and sent all the pictures out from everything. Bumped into quite a lot of the YouTube guys and girls up and down the spectrum of the fan base. It was a brilliant day out, And then the protests last season, I went to everyone but one because I was sick for the third one. I mean, I was really ill. Even though I said to some of the guys I'd be there, I'll meet you at Seven Sisters. And the 2 nights before, I ended up with the worst bout of food poisoning I've ever had. But, I mean, for me, I am happy we've won it. But having a manager there, the fans are on your back, you're tactically inept. You've lost 22 games in the season when you could scratch out a draw in some of those games just to give you some pride, get yourself a bit further up that table. And that win would have felt better than instead of struggling near the bottom and potentially going down. All right, we didn't. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. All right. I get that. I understand that point. But I cannot sit there as a football fan, a kid that went through a youth team being trained day in, day out what tactics are, and not seeing any of it, not seeing the players probably not trained properly. Seeing 9 players forward and hoping Mickey van der Ven can sprint 50 yards to put a tackle in. It's just not football to me. Well, I want my defense to be solid. I don't want my defense to have more holes in the Titanic.
That's absolutely fine, though. Like, I don't think anybody can sit here and criticize you for that, Corey. Like, I think absolutely, if that's what you want personally, subjectively, for your football team. But unfortunately, the way that football is, not everybody's going to please. You can't please all the people all the time when it comes to football. People like different things. Like I say, because it is so subjective. You can't be, it's not an objective thing. It's about what you personally like. And to me, winning something isn't subjective, it's objective, it's a fact. Like they're the facts. Winning something is a fact. How you like to play football is subjective. How you like your football to be played is subjective. So that's where it is. That's where the ground lies, is the facts are the facts, and that's your opinion to what you like personally. So the fact is that we won it. By how we won it, it's not to your taste, and you're absolutely well within your rights to say that and to say that you don't like the way he played football. But I think that there's so many people who are
Mia, it's not just the football, the way he conducted himself in press conferences.
That's subjective.
He also verbally, I think I remember being told, he verbally attacked a female football pundit as well, or a reporter.
When?
I remember when someone told me about it, I was like, really?
I don't remember that.
Your fans.
It was after the Chelsea game. I think she asked, look, no disrespect, nobody should abuse anyone, but I think it wasn't a female, it was a male reporter. And he asked him a stupid question. And he rightly rebutted to it. It was a stupid question.
At the end of the day. Sorry, Turbot, go on. Sorry.
No. At the end of the day, if somebody asks you a stupid question, you're going to get a stupid answer. It's as simple as that. I think, look, as I said before, I look at last season. Yes, we were shit in the league, but I look more that we won a trophy. That means more to me than anything. I want to see I've always been, trophies mean everything. That's the show. That shows a manager's success or failure at a football club. And maybe because I'm an old Tottenham fan, and I've seen a lot of dross in my time. I've seen a lot of good. I go back to the old days on the Birkinshaw, bit like Uncle Albert during the war. And I've seen great players: Glenn Hoddle, Chris Waddle, Paul Gascoigne, Tony Galvin, Graham Roberts, Steve Perriman, who had the pleasure of meeting twice, by the way, and he's such a gent. Mickey Hazard as well. All them players that played for the white shirts of Tottenham and wore that shirt with pride.
I love Chris Hughton as well and all that, because not only did he manage Brighton, but he's actually a really nice bloke.
And I just Keith Birkinshaw, when he first came to Tottenham, was an assistant manager in Newcastle, coached in Saudi Arabia, never managed a football club before, took us down in his first season. We got relegated in his first season. Can you imagine if that happened now? A manager comes in and gets us relegated in his first season. They stuck with him. He got us up by the skin of our teeth in the second division. Got promoted by 1 point. I think we drew away to Southampton. Philip Brady may remind me. And then we went board in Ozzy and Ricky.
When the draw was 2 points, wasn't it? Back in the day, a draw.
Oh no, only 1 point. We bought Ozzy and Ricky. Nobody done that before. Nobody done that. No other club have bought 2 Argentinians. What did we go? Win 2 FA Cups in UEFA Cup. You know,
guys, I want to wrap this up in a minute. So can I just quickly ask Dermo, because I've asked everyone else that's been on today, Dermo and Mia, because I want to wrap up after this question. Sorry, Cora. Basically, right, the last question I've got, what was you both doing at the age of 35? And then we're going to end the show.
Oh, God.
By the time I was 35, I was a single mum of 2 little boys. So I was being a mum at 35 years old, man. Doing my thing as a single parent.
Hats off to all the single parents. I'm one as well when my little boy is here. I'll always say I'm a single parent because I literally raised my son on my back until my ex did what she did. So
35, I'm trying to think, but I was working, had my own business, working in construction, ran the family business, and I think I was 35. No, I was going through a divorce at 35.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, guys. Well, look, we're going to end it up here now, guys. I know, Dermo, you do need to go anyway. So if you want to shoot off now, you can.
Yeah, I will do. Thanks for having me on. Happy birthday again, Rhino. Hope have a great birthday. I will be on later tonight at 8 o'clock if anyone wants to come over. I've got Rain Man and Harry Scarf coming on. We're talking about January, ENIC, and is this a sea change? Is January going to be something different or the same? The site was something like that anyway. Is it the same old, or is the change coming? So do join us for that at 8. Great to be on the show with you again, Mia. It's been a long time since you and me have actually shared the screen like that. Apart from
it is
like this.
It's been a long time.
I've really enjoyed it again. You have to come onto the channel once, Mia, if you can. It'd be great to have you on.
Well. Yeah, I might
do. We've got a debate as well, mate, to do. We've got a debate to do as well, you said.
I know. I'm getting my co-host Tequila. He's writing the questions for that debate. And then this week, just very quickly, this week we've got the Ireland Internationals watching me go through pain watching Ireland lose again on Thursday, and not qualifying for another World Cup.
Can we start a petition to stop all these needless, not wanted international breaks unless it's a World Cup?
It's ridiculous.
Mia, have you got any last things you want to say? Oh, sorry, go on, Darren, and then I'll ask you.
I'm off. See you later, guys.
WhatsApp, yeah. Much love, bro.
Yeah.
Mia, any last words you want to say? Plug your channel or anything?
No, the thing I would say is probably the only debate you're going to win is a master one.
Love it, Mia. You sure you don't want to plug your channel or anything before we end up? No, because
obviously I've got my channel. If anyone wants to subscribe, I do videos regularly. I don't do lives, but I do videos regularly about my thoughts on games and stuff. So yeah, it's all going all right over there. I'm up to 80 subscribers.
Nice. You're doing better than me at the moment, Mia. You're doing better than me. I've only got 15.
And then I'll throw a plug in for mine and Philly 2109's channel, Blockbusters, Movies, Games, and Television. We don't talk football, we talk gaming, we talk films, we talk TV, anything entertainment. You come and watch us. We've had Brian on, we've had Ellie on. We also had last week the Star Wars debate with Phil P, which was great. So yeah, come along.
I'll be happy to come on because I love films, TV programs. Not so much of a gamer, but I like TV and films.
Ryan, give me my number because I had a number on my old number, but
Yeah, man, I'll come on.
yeah, send my number over and then I'll send it over to
chat?
Phil, and then we can see where we want what film. I mean, I know they're doing we're doing a part 2 for Stephen King because that's when we had Ellie on, but it was trick or treat night and I had to take my son out, so I
yeah,
couldn't make that.
luckily, do you know what? Luckily, I don't have to do that anymore because my boy's now 15 and 17. Well, he's almost 16. So what we do, we now watch horror movies and have party food for the evening. Watch horror movies back to back to back. So we watch Saw, we watch the original Halloween movies and the newer Halloween movie as well series. So
my little one's nearly 6 and he loves Chucky. So.
do you know what? I always think I'd really make a good Chucky as a dress up because I'm only 4'11", so I think that'd be it'd be a wicked dress up for me to be Chucky.
God, I'm almost 2 foot taller than you.
Anyway, guys, look, we're gonna let you guys now get on with the rest of your days. I didn't think it was gonna be a 3-hour stream either, Wayne Bonner, but you know, it is what it is. I was only planning to be on for an hour, but then everyone wanted to come on. So, hey, big up to everyone that's been on. Brian, Dermo, Mia, Corey, thank you for joining me on my birthday stream, guys. Everyone show Brian some love. Go over and show Mia some love and show Dermo as much love as you can as well. Until the next one, guys, I will catch up with you guys soon. Peace.